Skadoosh. Oh, hey, there we are. Everybody should be heard. Hello, people. How are we all? It's Tuesday. What up? What up, Clockwork? I love it. Right.
What
It's
up?
a lovely song.
It is a beautiful, beautiful song.
We appear to not be in the right places.
Oh, we are not in the
no.
Oh, we are not.
No,
we are not in the
you
right
are
places.
not.
The only
Right.
person who is
I'll play
Ali.
as Sapphire tonight. Why not? Let's shuffle
sure,
around
I'll
some
be
character
Kess.
sheets.
I'll be Kess. What could possibly go wrong?
You'll pass a con.
Luke can do a Cornish accent, right, Luke?
Oh, it's all
What's the
going. It's
worst
all
that
going
could
crap.
happen?
It's all going crap.
That's who we should get to sponsor us, though.
What, Dr.
What,
Pepper?
Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, no. Agreed. Let's get Dr.
I
Pepper
have
as a
spent
sponsor.
a lot on Dr. Pepper. They should.
Can we get Dr. Pepper to
What's the
do us
worst
a
that could
sponsor?
happen? Like, it's
I love how Jade's saying that, looking off screen. It's like she's saying to an actual, like, can you get me Dr. Pepper?
Can you get
Get
me
Dr. Pepper on
Hey,
the line.
We've killed Sean. We've killed Sean. Right, look at that speed.
Oh no.
All fixed, done. Everyone's in the right place. I think.
Da, 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 da.
Alright, cool. So welcome to the Heavyweight Gaming channel. Recently moved across to Heavyweight RPG. So we are 3 streams away
We're not
from
salty
being...
about it.
Not all. We are 3 streams away, from, including this one, from becoming an affiliate again. So thank you very much, you super nerds, for coming through on the follows and such. It is lovely, it is humbling, and very, very much appreciated. So let us go into our wonderful waffle of announcements. Right, we're on social media. You can go find us on Twitter, Facebook,
Don't call it
Instagram. Why?
Sounds so.
Okay.
Dude.
You can find us on Twitter, Facebook,
Thank you.
Instagram. We've got a Discord channel that the link should be permanent, so you can come and join the Discord channel if you so wish. Yeah, so that's all our social media stuff. Just find Heavyweight Gaming and you'll find us, and you can follow and like and all that. We've got a YouTube channel. Go check out the YouTube channel. It's got all our previous stuff over the last year, all the stories we've generated and campaigns, and all the previous 46. Because we're on session 47.
47.
Yeah, there
Oh,
we
we
go.
do a birthday party.
Maybe. So
Yep.
go check all that lovely stuff out. It's cool. We've had a great time, and we love sharing it with you lot. So thank you very much for watching. If you are watching. Sponsors, we got Loke Battle Mats, who are a award-winning map artist. Go check out their stuff, Loke Battle Mats, or they are on DM's Guild. Go check out Loke Battle Mats on DM's Guild.
Find them.
You can check them out on Facebook. You can check them out on Twitter. Just go look up Loki Battle Mats, and you'll see their stuff. They make a big book of battle maps, a giant book of battle maps. They've done maps for a wilderness set, which is exactly that. It's all your forests and all your different climates and geographies of the wilderness. They've done a towns and taverns. The first one they did is
They've
all
got
your...
a box of adventure, Valley of Peril now, apparently.
There you go. Which I didn't know that. We'll throw that into the announcement. So go check them out. They're super cool, super good at what they do. And I'm pretty sure they stream on a Monday what they're doing and what's coming up in their books and such. So keep an eye out for them. I also think they have the I don't know the material, but they're like non-stick tokens, so you can give rooftops to the buildings and take them away, so you can see inside the building, stuff like this. I can't remember what the materials card. But yeah, go check them out. They're really, 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 really cool. Coyote Grey. Go check him out on Roll20. If you go to the marketplace, put in Coyote Grey, you'll get to see all these chibi token packs. I bought every single one of them. I'm madly in love with them. They are amazing, and we use them for our roll. In fact, I use them on all my games when Roll20 is involved. We use Roll20. Other VTTs are available. But yeah, go check out his chibi tokens. They're really cool. He's just released his Ice and Winter and Ice pack. Which is really, really suitable for those playing in the northern tundras of their homebrew world, of Faroon, of any world that's got wintry ice stuff in it. Really, really cool. The snow golems are beautiful. I'll let you go check them out for yourselves. Ruffworx Creative. I'm just going to have a little moment when I think of Ruffworx Creative. Covered in some sort of wood varnish. Pulling apart wood with his bare hands. and probably his right butt cheek. Go check out Ruffworx Creative on Facebook. Look at the photo album. Every piece of kit he makes is a complete one-off. Never ever makes them same again. They're all incredibly handmade. Like you've got to force him to use tools. It's ridiculous. His stuff is really cool. Leather and woodwork. Go check it out. And he's responsible for my stunning Dungeon Master screen, which if you've got the Heavyweight Gaming page, you can see a unboxing of it, where we filmed lots of bits of it and stuff like this. It's really, really cool. That's Ruffworx Creative. Ashana is a glass crafter. She makes glass figurines. She streams a couple of nights a week. And, well, it's ridiculous. Her talent to be able to create a little figurine from just a little orb of glass is super, super zen, super cool. I really enjoy watching the streams. Go check out Ashana. You will not be disappointed. So yes, please check out Ashana. You will see a little image that says Syrinscape. Now this does not mean we are sponsored by them. However, I do have permission to use their picture, but we do use Syrinscape in every single game we play on the Heavyweight Gaming channel, whether it be a cyberpunk, a sci-fi, fantasy. We use it all the time. So please, please, please go check them out. In fact, I can. There you go. Here's a little thing from them. Boom. Complete list of credits here. Let's. There you go. Probably should have copy pasted that bit. But that's the sound set I'll be using tonight. So if you go check out that sound set, the Belmont Temple in Syrinscape, you'll get to use the sounds that I'll be using tonight. So anyway, we skipped a bit there. But yeah, go use Syrinscape. Absolutely brilliant. The online player that you download, that all your friends download, and basically have an app on their tablet, or their PC, laptop, whatever they're playing on, phone. They'll hear the same music that you're generating through yours, or for your little sound decks and stuff, or what you've put together from Syrinscape's sound bites, sound sets. And it gives ambience in their own room, so they don't have to be next to you, because none of us are allowed near each other. So yeah, please go check out Syrinscape. Tashes, do we do Tashes? If you go to if you go to DM's Guild.
If
you go to DM's Guild. I was on it earlier. If you go to DM's Guild and look for the heavyweight gaming stuff, you'll see Tasha's heavier crockpot of bits and bobs. It is a D&D 5th ed supplement. It is subclasses, feats, 86 or 81, 86 new spells. Crazy amount of creativity in there, whether it be artistic or from writing. Really, really cool addition to you collectors of 5th ed stuff. Go check it out. We're nearly at 200 copies sold. It did really well when it first dropped. One little like bronze award of the week and stuff like this. Really cool. Really proud of it. Really, 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 really proud of everyone that bought into it. So please go check that out. A little cheeky announcement. I've written 5,500 words so far on our next source book. So super keen for that. But yes, we'll let you know more about that. I've gone blind, but yeah. So, one thing I forget every time we do this is the artwork of the headshots that you can see of the characters is Lily Tuft on Twitter, I think it is. An artist called Lissy. Holy shit, is she good. Just go check her out on Twitter. I know, mate. I know, I swear, my bad. You're annoying. Go check him out on Twitter. Lissy is so talented and needs more and more and more recognition for her work. So please check out. We'll get a link in the thing. Yeah. I think. Is that everything? Am I doing everything?
No, McIntyre.
It's on there. Right. So you will also see McIntyre logo on the overlay. Hopefully, we're doing a charity stream on the 25th to the 26th. Or was it 24th to the 25th?
24th.
It's the 24th.
24 hours.
I'm just going to go. So have a nice D&D session, kids. On the air. On the 24th to the 25th, 24 hours, I'll be dungeon mastering a one-shot in our world of Colossus for the party at Short Rest Tavern. There'll be adventuring in Colossus, and whatever happens there will impact this lot. Ooh. The charity we are raising it for, because over the last couple of years, we've managed to do 2 really long streams, a 24-hour and a 49-hour, and we've raised over £4,000. So what we want to do is keep pushing it, and this year we're doing it for McIntyre. They are a support charity, so they support over 1,200 people, whether they be kids, adults, young adults or adults. They support them with everyday life. A few of them have got autism, so they obviously need support in certain areas of their life, and so on and so forth. So there is a Just Giving link associated with the button beneath the stream, bright pinky purple. Click on that, it'll take you to the stream, and you can donate a few quid if you possibly can. If you can't, knock up your mate next to you, rob them, keep some of it, and then donate the rest. So during that charity stream, we'll also be doing some giveaways. Loki Battle Mats are donating a giant book of maps and a big book of maps that we will be doing a giveaway for. D&D Beyond have donated 2 copies of Steve's Guide to
Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Blink Dog Dice have thrown in some dice. Bardic Inspiration are throwing in some Bardic Inspiration UK are throwing in some. What are you throwing in?
We're throwing in some Goliath mystery
Goliath
bags.
mystery bags. That were it. That was what I was thinking of. Von Bryan. See, Maybonix knows. Maybonix knows. So we've got the Guide to Ravenloft. We've got a big book of maps. We've got dice, mystery bags. It's all coming out. All you've got to do is donate £5. Every time you donate £5, your name goes in a hat. Depending on what it is you're after winning, please put that in your donation notes. I.e., I donate £5, and in the notes I'll put Van Bryan's Guide to Ravenloft. I will know that you are putting in for that. If you want multiple things, then it will cost you multiple amounts of £5. So please remember to do that, otherwise I just see someone's donated £5 and I have no idea that they're actually putting in to try and win something. But yeah, so that's that. Is that it? We're good? Is that everything?
Yeah.
Nobody's told me otherwise? Cool. Recap time.
See you in another 20 minutes.
Boom! I might start this at 6:30. So, this lovely bunch of coconuts, t-shirt coming, are currently in the realm of, and I don't even have it up because I'm an absolute pro. In
Professional,
the realm of
professional DM.
Well, we don't speak that word around here. Ditty.
What DM?
It's a DM professional. Right, I've got to scroll past all your lots of orbs. So,
The wood pigeon really makes this. If anyone else can hear the wood pigeon.
Oh yeah, it's sat on my chimney. I can hear it.
yeah, the pigeon is pretty cool. I like the pigeon. The pigeon can stay.
Tell that to the other half. Threatening to buy a hawk.
Genuinely thought that was part of Syrinscape, and we had just started.
Oh, I haven't even got to Syrinscape. Oh, thank you. Thanks for reminding me.
We literally just talked about.
Yeah, but I was
We
distracted.
were.
I was
we were having
distracted.
shenanigans in the background. This is true.
Yeah.
Sorry in
Apologies.
advance. Dude.
Yeah, sorry,
It's
not
fine.
sorry.
It's fine. I think I need to accept your invite, don't I?
No, because I was joined last week, so I've not.
Oh,
I've
okay,
not D-
okay. You want D? Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Right. So, you are currently in the realm of Tahoro, which is commonly known to most as the realm of echoes. You cross the fields of silence to a way station town known as Kitharion. Whilst there, you spoke to Ashaldria, the first Ash, who it seems was somewhat of a friend of Vakarian's, who is also accompanying you on this little journey. You rested in the tavern, if you want to call it that, of Takurua, and conversations were had of what this place was about, in regards to everyone's echo seems to pass through this way station town before being part of the world it echoes from, the plane, whatever terminology is beyond your small minds. Is wizards did it.
Wizards did it.
Ashaldria.
Speaking of small minds, who's carrying the brain cell this week?
Probably are Sam.
Not
so
me.
You're all doomed.
Okay.
Ashaldria introduced you in some manner to Oro, the custodian of the realm of Tohoro, and it seems to be someone who is fairly knowledgeable in said realm. At least that's what they claim. You headed away from Kitharion, onto the pathways leading further out across the waterlogged battlefields, where the corpses of many avian creatures were scattered or protruding from the mud itself, until you reached pathways of an infinite number. You all walked your own path, and there were possibilities that the fairy orbs, the light globes that were before you, would show you an echo of what could have possibly been, possibly happening adjacently, or happen in the future. Some of you embraced it, some of you avoided it, some of you had the iron will to ignore it. And you all made it to the end of your chosen path, where you all met Oro. Oro is this dwarven-looking entity who is covered from head to toe in a dark green ink tattoos with symbols and images all throughout except the right side of his face. He has a very large wooden staff with 2 mirrors encased at the top via twisting roots. You spoke of Stefan and his reasons for being here in the realm of echoes, and the reason you followed into the realm of echoes. It would appear that Stefan is going around each of his presences, each of his echoed realms, and stealing himself from them. Theory being, he's going to be there can be only one. He is anchored to the realm by Nekolai. It seems that the magic that was used to send them both here, Nekolai was in some way interpreted as an anchor, so Oro cannot just boot Stefan out. They are ahead of you in some form, or whatever way it translates that someone can be ahead of you in this realm. And Oro is willing to help as best he can, but can only offer X to his limitations. Until he is provided with X, you will not know if he can aid or not. He showed you beyond the infinite pathways your next direction. And it is a 1,000-foot easy, long rope bridge across a canyon so vast you cannot see the bottom, and the mountainous surroundings reach skyward, even through the strange canopy of greenery that seems to only be here sparsely, with orbs of light shining through. You stand before the 1,000-foot-ish rope bridge. On the other side, there is nothing but plain lands, it seems. You are on this side. Akarian is not with you. When you walked through your separate pathways, he remained. He did not appear on the other side with Oro. And you begin to hear a small collection of chimes and flutes. Totally. Hopefully. There we go. Hopefully you can all hear that. Chat, please let me know if you can't hear that. So, what do you do? 3, 2, 1, go.
We'll thank Oro for their offers of assistance and forge on ahead on the definitely not scary, big, spooky rope bridge. Nope.
How wide is the note bridge? Lote bridge? The rope bridge?
The note bridge.
I was looking at my notebook when I was saying.
The note, not the notebook, the note bridge.
How wide is the note bridge? It is. You'd struggle to be 2 abreast.
So a single file. Okay.
If anything,
Yeah.
that's better. That means you can hold both railings at once.
That is the rumour.
I have a feeling this is the kind of bridge you'd want to hold both railings at once.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
what is your marching order?
I will go first.
Cool.
Okay.
I'll go second, I guess.
Okay.
Go next.
Greatest decision ever made in any D&D party. What's the order you walk in? Sapphire,
We don't care.
Ruby.
We don't know.
Who's next?
I'll go last. I wouldn't want Ruby going last.
Okay, Ruby's perfectly happy. Ruby has to be told at least once to stop wiggling it because she finds it fun when it swings like a ride.
Go.
Harry, no parkour.
Harry, no jumping off the side. We know what you like with bridges.
That one
That
time.
will get a
That
smile
one
from
bridge.
a grumpy boy.
Grumpy boy.
One
Grumpy boy,
lad.
Ruby has been like full on smirking at you. Like the last time you saw a look on anyone's face like this was when Stefan had got into your room when you were like 12 and he like moved all your stuff like 1 foot around the room.
You stop reading my notes, Jeannie.
That was the next orb we were going to see.
Not anymore.
So, Oro stands as if holding a door open for somebody and just gestures towards the bridge. It's clear that he will be going last. As you all step, it is as expected. Rickety, noisy, the creaks of the ropes and the wood groaning under your footsteps. And you begin to step across. Just out of self-preservation, you don't feel the need to sprint as the bridge sways. Listening to the flutes and the bells and chimes that are going off around you, it seems that they are echoing off the stone and the cliffs and the canyon sides all around you. Peeking over, not too difficult to rope bridge, you see that there is a vast void beneath. How far down you do not know. If there is anything beneath it, you do not know. You continue to step. You are... So Zandria, you're about 40 feet in. Kesari, Ruby, Sapphire, you step on. And as you step on, there's a firm grip on your shoulder from Oro. Good luck. And he sweeps his staff. And even though it's a wooden staff, it cuts clean through the rope bridge as if made from a steel blade. And the rope itself has been waiting so long to be cut. An impossible cut. However, the rope bridge goes... Whoosh. Can you all roll a dexterity save, please?
We did say we were going to fall on our butts during this session, right?
Well,
No, we won't. That is a nat 20.
So not all.
Also a nat 20.
Not a nat
It's a-
20, but a dirty 20.
Nat 20.
No fucking way.
have you all got
Yeah.
nat
What?
20s?
No, I got a dirty 20. I didn't get a nat 20.
That's 3 nat 20s, though.
I got a 16.
That's definitely our quota.
Yeah, that's it for
that's
the
it.
night now.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
20, 20.
I rolled a
20.
9. I've got a +7 to dex saves.
Well, it's good. You only needed a 15, so you're alright.
Probably good.
You are safe.
The bridge swings, and shockingly, you all begin to, like, the bridge goes away from you as you start to fall. You all react super quick. 3 of you, super quick. And you grab the rope or the bits of wood as the bridge, now you are clinging onto it, and the bridge is now swinging towards the stony face of the opposite side. And you are there at the 1,000-foot end of it as it is swinging down. The air is rushing through. Still, the sodden chimes and bells echoing all around you as you see the wall coming towards you, and there is a slickness, like a slick wetness to the almost cliff face in front of you that's got that same dark green hue to it as the rest of the fauna and such that you pass through so far in the realm. Can you all give me a Constitution save as the bridge slams into the cliff
That's where it
face.
all goes wrong.
Character sheet would be quite helpful.
Also 16.
Con plus 2. Oh, that's
18.
a 17.
18, 17.
22.
So it's Andrea.
So you remember this conversation we were having beforehand where I said the dice of my father likes to fuck me over with con saves and only con saves? 2.
Could I ask what you would like me to roll to grab Drea?
At this moment, nothing. So, it takes an eternity to swing this far down, and as it is whooshing and whooshing, as it's whooshing,
Whooshing.
as you feel the whoosh of air, and you slam into the cliff face, it is all dark above you. Those of you that got 15 and above take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Xandria, you take 9. Kess.
Oh, she's down.
Excuse you.
She's dead, mate, not down.
Definitely not down.
That's a flat
Jeez.
death.
Wow.
God help us if she gets to double figures. You were dexterous enough to keep hold and make sure that your grip, or whether you twisted a part of the rope around your hands. But when you hit the wall, there is that impact that you still brace and hold whatever it is you were holding or keeping yourselves on. Guess you instinctively look towards Xandria. She ain't going anywhere. She hit it pretty solid, but she ain't going anywhere. But now before you is a 1,000-foot ladder. You look back to see what happened. No sign of Oro, and you cannot see the other side that you've just travelled from. Give me a perception check, all of you.
Nope.
30-20.
Cool.
10.
19.
What do you get?
I don't
Safa?
even know why I'm bothering checking because I got a
I got a 10. I got a 5 with a perception of 5.
9.
Oh, nice. So, those of 15 and above. Those of 14 and below, you see nothing. You have a quick look around, you're checking yourselves, and
Too
you're
busy
just
grabbing on.
you're making sure, exactly, you're too busy grabbing on and making sure everyone else is alright, or yourself. Those with 15 or above, you start to see coming out of the cliff face itself, as if they were not within it, but nestled. So they almost like they were placed there and then come out. They haven't just they're not ghostly coming out of the wall. They're coming out from nooks and crannies of the cliffs and stones ahead of you. You see the similar fairy orbs, these fairy globes, but they are deep, deep red. Every single one of them. Once these lot have seen them, you start seeing more and more of them, and you all now notice them. And they are all floating about as far as you can see, left and right and up, coming across the bridge and away from it. Similar pattern as before, Kess, when you had a quick scan to see if there was any pattern, whether it be aggressive or defensive.
Yeah.
It seems to be sporadic, and they seem to just be part of the environment and floating about. There is a solidness to them though, whereas before it was very much a orb of light. And you were all hanging from a rope bridge. What do you do?
Well, my instant thought is looking up and going, a climb. Oh no. Because I don't imagine that's going to be good for my ill health. Nope.
Endurance
So,
activities? Oh no.
Endurance activities? No, thank you.
Could you climb onto Cass's back, maybe?
I could, or my other immediate thought is Dimension Door.
500 feet.
500 feet, I can go. It
Halfway
doesn't.
You have to go where you know, I think.
No, you don't. It's you can arrive exactly the spot you desire. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction, such as 200 feet straight downwards, or upwards upwards to the northwest at a 45-degree angle, 300 feet. You can be oddly fucking specific.
However, there are implications if you decide
Yeah.
to land. Yeah, but you should if you were to go up, it's easy enough. It's 500 feet. You can see 500 feet up.
Yeah, exactly.
My
Dimension door and save the hassle.
but you could only do that.
Halfway.
Yeah.
Is it 1,000? Is it 1,000 feet up?
feet,
Is it?
yeah. As soon as you stepped on, the bridge was cut.
How many times can you cast it?
2.
Well, warlocks are well known for their spell slots. Ooh, chocolate.
I could cast it twice, and that would be all of my pat magic out of the way. But it would save 1 going terribly ill health, and 2 somebody carrying Xandria.
My
Can you take somebody with
suggestion.
you?
I can actually take. Yeah, I can take 1 other person with me. I don't think I can take Sapphire because I think Sapphire classes is a bit too big.
No, Sapphire's medium creature.
I'm still medium, just
Uh,
about.
1 willing creature of your size or smaller.
Yeah,
You-
so yeah,
Sapphire's
Sapphire's
comfortable
a
climbing
medium.
anyway.
Yeah. It doesn't go beyond medium till they're like 9 foot or something.
Okay, yeah, fair.
I was going to suggest, you know that 50 meter of hempen rope we've all been carrying?
Oh yeah.
We
Put
left.
ourselves together.
Yeah,
Yeah, could do.
because then at least if someone does go, there's another 3 points.
Let's have multiples of you.
No, Mela didn't.
Or if Sapphire goes, you all go.
Yeah.
Because he at the back, remember?
Oh shit, he is. He's the lowest
He is
one down.
he's the weight of this.
Actually, that's probably the best place for him to be if we're
Yeah,
tying
I was
ourselves all
about to
together.
say, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't want science kicking in if he's at the top.
Yeah,
Don't
true.
want side.
Gravity.
Okay.
So yeah, I think my suggestion would be that we kind of scoot everyone together, because then at least I really wish Sandra wasn't at the front, but she just won't be anywhere else. But on the plus side, if you're in front of me, I can get you the rope out your back
Yeah.
easier. So
Climb past.
You can give it a go if you want.
what I'll probably do is get the rope tied onto myself first, then scoot up, and folk can tie on as they go. So what check do you want for?
I want you to do a survival check. Normally it'd be fine, but you are hanging off a bridge.
Yeah, no, it's
So
valid.
it's not too difficult.
Oh yeah, that is 23.
Yep. You knock the rope to yourself and are very confident that it is tight, tied, secure, etc.
Cool,
Are you
cool,
now
cool.
climbing past Andrew?
Yep.
Give me a
I will have
check.
also vocalized to what I'm
plan
doing.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, Coke. Plus 5. That is 21.
Cool. You shimmy past your sister, no problems. You are now first in line with 45 foot of rope dangling from you.
Nope.
What's next, kids?
Gonna assume since I'm next.
Yeah.
Similar process, tying rope off.
I thought you were spelling up to the top.
Well, I could spell up to the top, or I could do this. We could either do that, or I could tie myself and then do it that way.
Why don't you tie yourself on? We'll climb, and then if at any point
Yeah,
you
if it gets-
fall, you can.
Yeah, exactly. If it starts getting to the point where it looks like I'm gonna pass out and cause an issue, then then I'll spell. But maybe try and spell it because we don't know what we're gonna come across. We might need my 2 spells for other stuff. So I will similarly get the hemp rope and tie myself
Just give me a quick survival
and tie
check.
myself to Kess.
Really easy. Just current position.
Oh, yeah, that's 24.
Boom. You two are more than adept at tying ropes. So Kess and
Should
Xandria
be.
are currently tied.
Harry will try and tie himself on.
You're definitely into knots, so you can off you go. Survival check.
Roll for Shibari.
We rolled good, considering it's a wisdom. We rolled a 17. Apparently, we're very good at knots.
I should bloody hope so.
As a pentagram harness. It's great.
What are you doing, Harry?
There's no rope left for the rest.
Harry, you're tied. Safely. Ruby.
And the factor.
Ruby next.
Oh,
If Ruby can't tie a knot, I will be.
24.
Yeah.
You're not
Plus
tied.
6 on a survival.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I got for survival. Plus 2. 11 plus 2. That's 13.
Cool. You are
Well,
all...
you know, at least if he slips and falls, he's not going to pull the rest of us down because his knot's going to go.
Always
Yeah.
look on the bright side. Glass half full. Yes, I like it. Yeah.
Nothing if not an optimist.
You more than it reminds you of your rope and dagger days back in the temple. You managed to tie the rope easy enough.
Cool. And I'm going to extend my claws and use them to help climbing, because then I get a climbing speed.
Ooh.
I can't run up walls yet, but I'm on the way.
So you were all confident that you were all tied together.
Fucking druid. I could just turn into a bat or some shit.
You could.
You could. Twice a day.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I can turn into a giant eagle. I'm sure a giant eagle can carry at least one of you.
A giant eagle could probably carry 2 or 3 of you.
I was going to say, I think we did 2 when we did it off the boat, because we were lifted up by eagles then. weren't
Yeah. Again, let's save spells just
In case we fall,
as an
yeah.
emergency thing, and just do this manually.
Fucking
Wild
lovely.
shape isn't a spell, it's just something I can do twice a day.
Yeah, but
Oh well.
it's still a resource, I think, is what Xandria's
Yeah.
point is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just check on giant eagles. Carrying capacity. Large beast, yeah, easily 2 or 3 of you. Strength 16, easily. It could easily carry 3 of you. Even Sapphire. The thing about Sapphire, Sapphire's big and strong. He's not like heavily dense muscle. He's just a big. He's a lion. He's a big creature.
This man has clearly never seen a lion before. Those guys are fucking units.
I've ruined many.
He's the live lion.
There's the train on the plains of Kenya.
Perfectly timed, Syrinscape. Perfectly timed.
So
Somebody click that.
you begin to climb.
Yes.
Right. Give me an athletics check as you begin this climb.
Cool. That is. I had to do a lot of athletics checks. That is a 22.
Cool. The rest of you get advantage on your climbing checks. Sandra, yours is a flat
really
roll.
good thing.
Could the bard rogue not possibly also use acrobatics if it's climbing?
What are
Or
we
would
doing?
it have
Because
to
they are
strictly
climbing through
that's
sheer
Ah.
endurance and grip, not backflipping up the 1,000
Okay.
foot rope bridge.
God damn it.
I've
Fair
got a
enough.
+4 to athletics. Why in the hell have I got a +4 to athletics?
You're a druid.
That's an
Toughest
18,
druid
I'll
to ever
take
druid.
it.
Cool.
Advantage, did you say? That's probably
Yeah.
a good thing.
That's the only
Do I
thing
still have to
advantage.
roll if I've got a climb speed?
It's because you're climbing under stress rather than.
Oh yeah,
just
that makes
climbing,
sense. They were both 18s.
Yeah, fine. So you start to move.
I feel like Ruby's
2.
doing pull-ups on the right.
It's an average. It's done over an
100.
average. So regardless of what Xandria's rolled or not rolled, you're fine.
I was gonna say.
I was
rolled
gonna say
17.
I was
Yeah, you're fine.
an 8
So
With
as
advantage.
with advantage. I rolled a 2 and a 9.
Wow.
as you begin,
Ruby's like tugging on the rope, go, would you like a piggyback?
Harry's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die!"
Dying.
You start your climb. It is every plank you grip feels like it's gonna pull away. Every stretch on the rope where it groans just gives you that moment to pause and take breath as you think it's gonna snap, and you slowly start making your way up. Sapphire's done it quite comfortably, for he has a climb speed. Whereas the rest of you are at half your normal speed to climb. But it's moving along. Kess, you notice it first. Xandria's breathing is not... It's slightly off-kill, which you are aware of, and you were fully aware that this particular activity would give her a bit of shit. It's a DM descriptive term. The pure red orbs that are floating around you seem to gather closer and stay on the outside of the bridge as you're going, but they start to come closer and closer and closer as you're climbing, almost as if they are like flanking the bridge itself. Not in a combative way. Get an advantage on these lads. And you still climb. You do about, say, 200 feet, and you've got to stop. Xandria's breathing is slightly more ragged and slightly more not in a comfortable state for yourself, Kess. Never mind Xandria. Yeah. Xandria, you are clearly feeling this climb. There is only one thing worse than swimming, and that's climbing.
Climbing.
However, you're maintaining. You've got those around you. Kess is all not necessarily pulling you up, but his confidence in the climb is giving you that slight boost as the tension on the rope is enough for you to keep climbing with him. Sapphire, there is an orb maybe 3 inch from you, and it seems to have crossed over the the boundary of the rope bridge, and it's just floating there. And you see, it's strange, you see like swirls of material, like white silks, and then you see furs, camphor, like it's almost like it's what's the word, like marble-esque, where the colours merge in a solid mist, you know, if like it's like, it looks like a marble. Actually, I can't describe this thing. You see a collection of colours, and the things that they remind you of, there's 2 things. Funeral rites.
Is it like those fancy blown glass paperweights?
Yes, exactly that. There is. It looks like a planet. It looks like a planet. Yeah, it's almost a solid state of colour, but there is a merging of several colours. Yep. We'll get pictures out there. But the 2 things it reminds you of are funeral rites in Ve and funeral rites in Viconia. Despite not being able to actually see any image, it is just this coloration, and they're the first 2 thoughts. And the orb just gently floats past, maybe 1 inch from your nose, and continues on the other side and away.
There's like a contemplation of reaching out for it, and then I don't. I focus on the plan.
I was going to ask, do you? I eat it. Oh.
That's a. He thinks about it for a moment, but if it's reminding him of funeral rites of both Ve and Viconia, no, he's not. That's a future he doesn't want to see, or a present elsewhere he doesn't want to see.
Cool. You've had your short breath, and you begin to climb again. Another 200, maybe 300 feet gets you to halfway up this bridge. There is a very obvious warmth about your bodies. 500 feet of climbing is an achievement in itself, and you're doing it on a rickety bridge that every pull is as if it's going to be your last. Xandria, you are really in the state of it. Can you give me a Constitution saving throw? Flat roll, because this lot are all around you, not disadvantage. Oh, Jesus.
Oh boy.
Every time!
I mean,
Don't worry, we've got a No.
No rerolls.
Rerolls will be available next week.
Thank God.
Lie to maliciously and within 10.
You feel a tug on your trousers, Kess. You look immediately, and you can see Xandria is in that where she doesn't want anyone around her to see. Like you've been in moments like back in the tribes and stuff like this, where that whole Xandria's remaining as stoic as possible, and just needs a distraction to go in a tent somewhere out of sight to do her thing. Unfortunately, this is not the place. Sandra, you begin to have one of your moments. You start convulsing, you're coughing. You immediately let go of the bridge as the tightness in your chest is unbearable, as well as your throat. You start to cough up that black tar as if there's pints of it. It's coming. This is not normal. This is not something you've experienced before, apart from in maybe your visions and dreams. And you pass out. Can Kess and who's after Zandria? Is it Ari? Both give me strength checks.
Basically, the husbands are the bread and Zandria is the villain, apparently.
Strength check.
Some weird relationship.
Fair, what can I
That's
say?
the strength. 14.
21.
Cool. As Zandria comes loose of the bridge and starts to swing, you both immediately react and pull taut the rope, grip into the bridge, and Zandria does hang like swinging unconscious, but she isn't going anywhere and hasn't pulled any of you from the bridge. And a red orb just floats. And as Zandria is in a slightly squiff, horizontal, like hanging state, the orb just sits on her chest, about a centimetre off her chest, but is mimicking her sway.
The orb's like right there. On.
Well, look. I mean, from your angle, you can see that it's not actually touching her. But every time she moves, it's that close to her that when she shifts, it does look like she's touching her. Does that make sense? It's just off her, but it is following perfectly her sway, but it's not touching her.
Can like look at Cass and be like, can we try and move her away from that?
It would be quite difficult to move her because you're straight line climbing up a almost vertical.
I know this.
Yes, does not.
No, Harry does not.
Ruby starts untying the rope,
Around Zandria.
attaching her to Ari and Sapphire.
You got a plan?
Well, you know how Ari can turn into an eagle?
If this is the time for quick explanations, Ruby.
Mine's bigger, and she pushes backwards off the wall, jumping away. And there's just as a massive pair of wings like blow you back towards the wall, and there is a giant eagle. Smugly.
A smug-looking giant
Smug eagle.
And Ruby is a giant eagle.
I'll look that up so I know stats actually.
Okay, Ari, once Ruby has a tight hold of Drea, I'm gonna need you to try and untie her
Okay.
so that she can get her up to the top. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
depending on how many.
Sapphire, you and I just need to try and hold fast, okay?
Yep, I was preparing to cut myself loose if need be. But, like,
The opposite
Yeah.
to holding fast. Hold fast, see ya.
he was. He's like got his claws dug in, but he's got a kunai in his other hand. He didn't know how far Ruby was planning on flying, and he didn't want to weigh them down.
So, Ruby, you are
yeah,
a
Ruby's-
giant eagle with an 80-foot flying speed.
I
How are you doing this, kids?
try to. How close to the wall is Zandria?
It's only a couple feet off it. Like, you're all tied together. There's only a few feet between you.
So it's difficult to maneuver as an eagle, but I try to get with my back under Zandria's back. And if that's not possible, I'm just going to, as gently as possible, take her in my giant talons.
So the thing is, for you to keep aloft, you've got to flap.
Yeah.
And you are not an eagle, you're a giant eagle.
A giant eagle.
So I will say, you wouldn't be able to get under her. You'd probably have to come in, like, towards the
I'd have
wall.
to swoop and they'd have to drop her, and there's no way Kess is going for that.
Not necessarily swoop, but you'd have to come in. Say this is the wall. You'd have to fly at it and sort of snatch.
Oh yeah, that I could do. So I'm gonna have to with the claws. But I meant for her to end up on my back, I'd have to be directly underneath her, and there's no way Kess is just gonna like punt her off the wall for me to catch.
No, because Xandria's also not going to be able to grab hold of you, and eagles don't have flat backs.
Nope.
So your best bet, I would say, is to grab her in your talons. But there will be some rolls involved from a couple of you.
Okie dokie. What would you like me to roll?
I would like you to roll.
Harry kind of looks towards Cass and he's like, we best just cutting this? Has his dagger ready if needs be.
See, I'm not a complete idiot.
No, I think it's a good idea.
I'm worried about us losing Ari too.
So, Ruby, for you to just maintain, proximity of Xandria, just give me a dex check using the eagle. So +3. So a D20.
Oh
+3.
yeah. Unfortunately, that is a 6.
Cool.
So I'm gonna have to circle and come back, aren't I?
Well, you don't know that you failed yet until you fail. So, you see the
This is
eagle.
like when you do a stealth and you fail.
Yeah, people are like, can I roll again? No.
Feet are sticking out from under the curtains and you're not sure.
Yeah, and you in size 12s, mother kipper. So, as Ruby Eagle, or Regal, is just hovering the best she can in front of Xandria, her talons open, she's poised to clasp Xandria. Ari, what was your plan? You nudged Kess, I don't know how far your plan got. You are unaware that your eagle rolled a 6.
Yeah, he will try and untie, basically. So he's obviously we've got Cass at the front, Drew in the middle, Ari behind.
Yeah,
so he'll try and obviously undo the knot.
You're looking up, you're not flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
So
she'll be above.
As soon as you undo the knot, she's now free. So depending on where you are, where Kess is, or etc., one of you's going to have to be holding her.
So we've got Cass at the front, like at the top.
Kess is above you. The rope is extremely taut because Xandria is hanging from the rope. You're under her. Your rope's less taut, but you're using it to keep her near the wall because she's kind of pendulum.
Okay. He'll probably try and climb up, like, kind of alongside us. So you've got Cass here, like Dria's here, and then he'll kind of try and, like, climb up alongside us, so it's kind of, like, balancing between.
There's enough slack for you to climb. So you're now adjacent to Xandria. You're on the bridge. She's, like, a foot from you, just sort of swinging.
Yeah.
And now the weight is completely taken by Cass at this moment.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to go for. So basically, to the point where you can undo the knot a bit easier because it won't have as much.
You see the eagle
stuff on it,
and the beating of her wings is causing you some you have to be so close, but she really does to try and do whatever it is you're trying to achieve. Now, is the plan for you to release and Ruby to try and catch, or for Ruby to grab?
No, because it'll still be attached to Cass, so it'll be. I think Harry's. Yeah, go on.
You just want to release the lower rope. You don't want to undo the one that's attaching it to Cass.
Yeah.
It's the
you
same
just
rope.
Want to detach
it's
yourself.
It's the same length of rope.
Right. Okay.
What
So
I had
go on, Cass.
suggested was that once you could see that Ruby had her in her claws, that's when you untie the knot. Yeah. Because untying the knot before she had...
Well, that's why I'm trying to figure out where she is and what's happening with these knots.
So where you are, so the knot now, it's one knot that connects you to Xandria and Kess. It's one piece of rope that you've tied to Kess, then tied to Xandria.
Okay, so it's one knot. Okay, yeah, he will wait then. Yeah, he will 100% wait then until she's got him.
Yeah. it's not proper climbing gear. You're not like clasped onto each other. It's a single piece of rubber, basically.
No.
Yeah, cool. So, Genie Eagle, Ruby Eagle, is going to grab Xandria, and then Harry's going to release Not. Yep?
Yeah.
Right. This fucking shit is amazing. Woo! So, Ruby, you come in, your claws, your talons go round the body of Xandria, and you feel her grip. You begin to obviously keep yourself aloft, but with each beat, you're sort of pulling Xandria away, as well as everyone else, and then sort of relax, and then pulling away, sort of relax. Untie the knot, Harry. Can you give me a survival check at disadvantage? Because your eagle friend rolled a 6.
Is right, okay. Oh, disadvantage. Okay, that's still a 12.
Give me a sec.
These are tense dice rolls.
You sort of brace yourself and do a bit of a like using your feet on the rope of the bridge. You sort of, you know, where you do that little twist and flick. So if you were to fall, you basically your ankles would be tied into this. So and you support yourself that way. With the eagle, you get the feeling it's probably the first time Ruby's experienced flying as a giant eagle, and if it isn't,
Or at all.
it does feel that way. Being so close to the wall, the wings sometimes clipping the wall itself, and several of the orbs hit the eagle, because precision at this particular point, and a massive, well, a giant eagle, says it right there, causes these orbs to scatter and flutter around, and the giant eagle gets hit by who knows how many. These pure red orbs. Xandria goes loose, or at least from the rope, and Ruby, boof, bats away from the cliff face, covered like sticky buds in all these red orbs. Ruby, I need you to give me a wisdom, an intelligence saving throw, please. Using the.
Couldn't have stuck with wisdom, could you? I'm good at wisdom.
Using the eagle. Oh, hang on. Does wild shape keep your?
No, I go to the eagle. I had forgotten that. I'm just sorry,
no,
out of habit.
I think
wisdom.
polymorph turns you into the creature. Wild shape means you take their physical attributes, but you keep your mental. So you'd keep wisdom, charisma. Let me have a look. I'm pretty sure you're good to use your own wild shape.
I think you use your own int and wisdom.
It's int, wisdom, charisma. I think remains behind.
Yeah.
If it's wild shape.
Yeah.
Which means you do benefit of wild shape. Any class and racial benefits that you gain whilst using your wild shape ability stay. So if you have dark vision, for example.
You may. Oh right. Yeah, I'm probably about to say the same thing as you have, but it's come up for me. You may only use the beast's physical stats, but you retain your alignment, personality, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores.
Yeah. So it is your intelligence save.
Yeah.
Not the eagle's, which is a -1.
It's still intelligence, not wisdom, which is rude. Ha! 19.
Cool. You've got a few more of these. You're covered in sticky ones. So, 3 or 4 of these red orbs just scatter away from Ruby as she's flapping, and she now rights herself, and Xandria is in her talons. What do?
Climb.
You start flying up?
Not literally like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a bird and I'm gonna climb. Yeah. You start to fly.
Like parrots do, because their wings are too big to fly in the jungle, and they're like.
Just about their way along.
I start flying upwards.
Cool. You see the
Test
eagle.
cuts the rope and just flings himself off the side.
This is my bed. I'm gonna sleep in it.
4 faster than I can dive.
How are you going to grab him with Zandria in your claws? So, Eagle starts to climb. You lot, Kess, you're no longer tied to Zandria. You're still attached to Ari and Sapphire.
Ari and... Right. Lads. Let's get climbing again.
I'd like to say, you know, I'll be back down for you, but it would come out as a screech and I'm just going to deafen everyone.
We'll probably try climbing anyway, just to be like, we need to be getting a bit further up.
Give me another intelligence saving throw, Rubit, as you feel these red orb sticky buds start to warm against your feathers.
18.
Cool. As you are flapping.
I like this particular dice.
As you are flapping,
Don't
several
say
more of them fall away from you and just begin skittering and floating around in the air around you. You are maybe, what's that, 160, like 300 and a bit feet away from the top. And you can see with your keen eyes, your keen eagle eyes, your trio of friends beneath. In fact,
plodding their way up the
give
hill.
Me a perception check.
Attrition.
Give me a perception check. You have keen sight.
Me?
Yes. So the eagle has advantage on perception checks that rely on sight. So you have advantage on this. And it's your perception.
Oh, it is my perception because it's wisdom, isn't it?
It is.
Yart.
I mean, the eagle's got +4, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, the eagle's got +4 to perception, but I've got +3. So that is a 12 with mine.
12
Advantage.
Or a
not
13 with
advantage.
the eagle.
with advantage, Ruby.
Yeah, I did not roll well.
Cool, that's fine.
I'm saving them for the intelligence thing before I drop Xandra, and Cass has eagle for dinner.
You look at the edge of the cliff where the rope bridge goes up, where your clear destination is. You see nothing bar the cliff line. Then you continue to ascend. Turns out I can't do an angelic noise. So yeah, and you continue flying up. That was the least angelic noise.
I thought you said eagle noise.
No, I said angelic, which was
Did
brilliant.
you?
Yeah, I can't do an angelic noise, and you were like, "Caca."
That's an eagle flying into a window, is what that is. That's me finding a giant patio door at the top of the cliff.
Look, I'm better at tiny goblin noises, okay? Leave me alone.
Can you see a tiny? Can you give me another intelligence check, please? You three are finding the climb much easier without
Dead weight.
Xandria's.
The dead way.
Don't use the
I was
D
going to
word.
say Xandria's climbing technique is what I was going to say.
Dead weight.
16.
16, cool. You bat a lot more off, and you are now 100 and less than 200 feet from the top. What are you three doing? Just climbing?
Yep, just
Yeah.
Cool.
war of attrition your way up.
The orbs start to float across the bridge right now. You either embrace them or avoid them. Kess, which are you doing?
No, focus needs to be on getting us
Cool.
up there.
Give me a dex check. Not save, check.
That is 17.
Cool. And they're not fast moving. You just sort of hold on, lean out, and just hang a little bit by one hand as it floats past. Continue your climb. Harry, embrace it or move on.
Avoiding them.
Dex check, please. Oh, come on, you're a rogue, Harry.
That means nothing.
Should have been a wizard.
It's nothing when you roll an 8 and you get a total of 12.
Roll 12. You might. Have failed.
It's cool. It's not someone at the top or someone at the bottom.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like between the two of us, as long as I can't catch the both of you, but we can probably, between the monk and the fighter, we can keep Ari attached.
You wish upon a star. You mimic what Caspian did, and see as an orb just comes uncomfortably close, and you feel cold in its presence. And you lean back. But as you lean back, there's a cheeky bastard one behind you, and you just bump into it. Roll a d4.
That's a 1.
Oh, it's okay, it's on a d4.
Could have been worse. Yeah, that could have been so much
Oh, a
worse.
1.
The what the... Fucking hell.
This is
So,
awful.
as the orb touches you, there's a very different feeling as when you walk that path and bumped into some and missed others. And you understood, you got it, you saw an echo of a possibility, you know, a chance in another place at another time. But it was familiar to you. It was, you felt there, you felt as if you were present and spectating through yourself as strangers' eyes. However, here you feel as if you are another presence, a witness to the echo in front of you. Several images fly through your mind's eye. All of them familiar, all of them friends and family, enemies, places you've been and seen, and they all rush by. And then it slows and slows until it lands on a single scene, and you are sat, wind in your hair, atop a golden feathered eagle. No saddle, no nothing, just using the good old thighs to cling on. And you guide the eagle towards the ruin that is the ivory wall. We have lost Ari.
Doesn't like that. Mel
Ari?
does not like this description of
Ari?
Abby and has decided to just fucking yeet themselves out.
Oh,
If I
Come on,
can't
Ari.
hear it, it didn't happen.
stand by, caller. Oh, we need an Ari.
That has.
Amazing.
What the?
You see what you've done, Adi? You've upset Mel so much.
I mean, she's just left the game. She's like, I'm sick of this shit.
It's always me.
I didn't make her roll an 8. Oh, we're just
No, but you did think it very loudly.
I did, yeah.
Stand by, folks. We're having some technical difficulties with one of our players. Wasn't me this time.
I mean, to be fair, we can still see Kess and Ruby and
Our
Zandria.
internet's gone.
Oh, screw you guys! I'm going home.
Yes, I'm going in.
Our internet's gone.
Exactly what-
Ah.
she says it's gone, so yeah. Might be rebooting. She
Cool.
says.
We're gonna take a break now.
I was going to say, it's close to
Yeah,
break time at
it's
least.
close. Time anyway.
So we'll take a break. We'll get Mel back in, and then we'll continue a totally fine, sane, descriptive, not throwing herself off the bridge scene. Thank you very much. Take care. We'll be back in about 10-15 minutes, or possibly longer if we need to for Mel. Right, see you in a bit. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye. Stick around, kids. Stick around. Hello, welcome back to this bunch of absolute sweet bunches. Except from that one, you know. Right, we had a couple of technical difficulties before the break, but we have our lovely Mel back. Yay! Thanks for sticking around. Hopefully you enjoyed part 2. Let's go from here. Had a good game cancelled just before. Oh, unlucky, Chav, wasn't it? Unlucky. Hopefully we can entertain you for a little bit. It's horrible when it gets cancelled. Right, so, Harry, you decided to try and avoid one of the pure red orbs upon this rope bridge climb that you are currently, 3 of you are undertaking, whilst an eagle flies away trying to stay alive. You bump into one of the red orbs behind you. And as you missed the description beforehand, we'll totally do it again, and it'll be totally as ridiculous as before. As all the visions start to slow down and clear, there's one in particular that holds fast in your mind. The wind is blowing in your hair, and you are sat atop a golden eagle above the ruined wall. There is no saddle upon the eagle, and you are only holding yourself to the eagle by the power of your thighs. There you go. Just for you lot.
The only thing we wanted to hear.
As you are flying in a very long circling of the wall, you see that the wall is in a complete ruinous state. There are chunks missing out of it, similar to when an axe hits wood and takes a chunk from the wood. There are parts of it that are completely gone that you could march hundreds of thousands of people through. I mean, for those that don't know and are new, the wall is 2 days long, so you can imagine the gaps in this thing. There is no, smoke rising from recent fires or anything like this. Even though you are almost third party to this scene, it does look like the wall has been like this for a very long time. But you fly down to it anyway. And you fly down and land near what is known as the Eagle's Nest, which is where the eagle, the first eagle and the second eagle reside. Or at least have a residence on the southern part of the wall. You get off the eagle, its wings fold in, you pat it on its neck, it sort of just sits, waits obediently, and you walk into the residence. The place has been ransacked. There are corpses in each of the residences of all 3, the eagle, the first eagle and the second eagle. Who these corpses belong to, you have no idea. They are a complete ruin, burnt, almost charcoal-esque leftoverness of these corpses. In fact, you fear to touch in case they just crumble away. You hear the chimes and the flutes and the bells that were that of the cliff face that were echoing all around you. You kind of follow the loudest chime, and you see a group of people on top of the wall, further down. Immediately you know they're performing funeral rites. You get a closer look and you head towards it. And again, like before, you felt as if you were there, you feel third party to this. No one seems to react at your approach, and all are dressed in travelling gear. Those that would head, for days on end into the forests of Ravenholm or further out. Everyone around you seems to be kitted to be on the move and not likely to be staying in any urban area anytime soon. You push your way, almost as if you are not forced, but you can't resist to have a look. You get to the front of this small crowd, maybe 50 people, all on the wall, all scattered. You get to the front and you see Stefan performing the funeral rites. The urn in front of him, because you are aware that normally after the rites the ashes are cast from the wall for eagles to fly, etc, etc. The urn in front of him is golden with a silver trim. You look around and you start to recognise a few people. You see Elva there. She doesn't bear the scars or the wounds that you see her when she's taken her role as the first eagle. She's, it seems, either before or never experienced, but she is as you remember her in your youth. There is somebody 2 places to her left that you think is Nikolai, but they keep fading in and out of your vision near Elva. You read the scriptures and the parchments that go into the they get burnt as well and cast off with the ashes, and they are all in some way leaning towards Ari and saying incredibly nice things and such like this. Sorry for you passing, real standard stuff. And you, it doesn't take a genius. Ari might need a nudge, but it's allegedly it is yourself, it is your ashes that are within this urn. Stefan finishes the ritual rites, the parchment is burnt, and Elva and Stefan cast the ashes of Aristotle out over the wall. And you wake back up and you sort of pull yourself back close to the rope bridge, sweat absolutely pouring down you. You weren't sweating in your vision, but now you are drenched.
Don't let them hit you.
And you continue your climb. Sapphire, you're at the bottom. You notice that for a brief second you thought Ari was going to fall, because as he leant out the way of one of the orbs and you saw the one on the back touch him, he kind of went rigid and then snapped back in and pulled himself towards the bridge. Again, you see those orbs floating around you. You notice that Kess and Ari both trying to avoid them. Unfortunately, Ari didn't. But you have that choice to manoeuvre around them as you're climbing or just bull through them.
I will take Ari's advice and try and avoid them.
Can you give me a dex check, please?
Okay, come on, you fucking monk. Team plus 1, 19.
Cool. You get real close to the cliff face, using your claws to give you that extra grip, and a couple of the orbs just float past. If they were going at speed, you'd feel the wind in your mane. And you continue to climb. Ruby, you are beating your wings and you are soaring high. Less than 200 feet to go before you reach the top of this rope bridge. Give me an intelligence saving throw, please. As you still have several of these orbs stuck to you like sticky buds.
5.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, Jade.
You are now Ruby and no longer a golden eagle, but you have Xandria in your arms. And you are high above a drop, a void beneath you. You are nowhere near the fall line of Kess, Ari and Sapphire. So if you two fall, we'll see what they do. However, the sticky orbs that are on you, there's several of them on you. There's a few on Xandria now because you've changed back. Xandria starts to shake in your grip. You start to shake. There are so many images flowing through your mind right now. You see the death of your entire clan as a raiding tribe of gnomes come in covered in woad and rinse through the village, just slaying everyone. Not a common occurrence at all in the Towan Highlands. You see another vision where there are large sailing ships coming from the east, bearing the signs of Atoria, hitting the coast of the Towan Highlands, and warriors clambering ashore and preparing to assault the Highlands themselves. You see another one where Ruby is just... You see yourself old, grandmotherly, like, just sat near a campfire, very aware that you're at the end of your days, and your eyes close and you pass peacefully. You see another one where you are stood next to Kesrion, fighting You have a glaive in your hand, and you are spinning and fighting, and someone strikes you, and fire bursts from you, engulfs them. It doesn't. It feels alien to you. You don't recognise the sand and deserts around you. The only thing you do recognise is Kesvion. There is another one where you see Kesvion slain in front of you, a raid from very large desert salamander geckos, 6-7 feet in height, coming over the sand dunes and wading into your tribe, into your camp, all your fair brethren around you. Your brother Kesvion slain next to you with a large jagged spear through his chest. Again, a sight that feels very alien to you. You've been around death, whether it be the sheep that you heard across the fields, whether it be a creature you've come across in the woods, and unfortunately it's just their time, and you've just made them comfortable while they pass on. You've had family and friends amongst the Torn Highlands Pass. You understand what it is to be around death. You are a druid. Life and death it's the balance. You feel it now upon yourself. You feel encased in summer. The smells, the heat of the air. You are at the height of summer. The temperature is rising, and you can smell that beautiful summer scent of the highlands. And then it shifts, and you look around, and as you just turn, you see tall palm trees, a beautiful oasis among hundreds of desert dunes. This oasis is the size of a city. There are several pools, large bodies of water, these all covered in the beautiful desert green fauna, bright pinks and purple plants all around the edges. And you begin to walk them, and you see all your fair brethren around you, all your kin, kith. You see them all. Some of them are stood in a guarded way and are watching outwards. There are others relaxing in the pools. This oasis is beautiful and akin to that of a populace like a city or a large town. And you make your way to a place that seems not regal, but has an air of importance as you enter it. And as you enter it, the first step you take, you drop to a knee, and you begin to cough and choke. It's not like when you've had the odd sniffles during the Towan winters. This is brutal, this is sharp and painful. You're now on both knees, hands and knees, crawling ever forward on this slightly winding path across these thick leaves on top of the water that lead to this. Regal is probably the only word you can muster at this moment. You can't handle the cough and the pain and the tightness, and you collapse. And that split second, as far as Ruby is concerned, she's just died. And then you wake and snap into the present. Xandria is limp in your arms, and you are falling, plummeting from your 800-foot flight to whatever is beneath in the void. What do you do?
Cast Wild Shape again.
Boom, there you go. And you burst, wings spread. Just give me a quick dex check.
Oh, just a quick dex check. Nothing is the matter.
You use the eagle's dex, so +3. That's fine, you just need a 10.
Yeah.
As you bump into your giant eagle form, for a split second, Xandria is loose in the air, and you just grasp her, and you again have her. There are no red orbs upon you. You fell about 60 feet in the space of the
Oh, so
time
not far enough for Cass to see that I dropped Xandria.
Cass will have definitely seen it. It's not pitch dark. It wasn't you dropped Xandria. You were no longer an eagle, Ruby. So technically, you didn't drop her. You were still holding.
Not until I turned back.
I mean, you probably came back to the panicked screaming of the three of them below you.
They're still climbing as you're flying. Obviously not as fast, but they will have seen the scene that you changed back. Probably less so. It was less of a drop and more you adjusted yourself in the second bit, but they definitely saw you change back to Ruby, back to an eagle after you fell.
Giant eagle suddenly
after you
becoming
fell
a person.
for a little bit, yeah. The three of you witnessed that. What do you do? Ruby, you just going to continue to fly?
Back up. Most important thing is get Xandria on some kind of terra firma.
Fling to the side for a second. Deep breath. Check that the other two are still attached. And then keep climbing.
If that happens again, both of you hold on. I can spring out and grab.
It's not going to happen again.
No.
She's going to get up. She's going to land. It's going to be fine.
I didn't know you all practiced positive visualization. That's fantastic. As he's continuing.
If I could draw this scene right now, three specks, three little dots on a fucking vast void of a canyon. It's fine. It's totally fine. Just keep climbing.
Just keep climbing.
Just
keep climbing.
You see a blue fish. Dora? It is Dora, isn't it? Yeah. You don't see Dora. Yeah, you continue to climb. Ruby, you keep soaring and soaring. You fly. You avoid the red orbs, I assume, instead of plowing through them. Let me know otherwise. And you reach the top. As you perch upon the top, you can immediately hear the roaring of water as if a waterfall is close by. Or at least a heavily cliffed shore. So it's either a waterfall or a lot of water hitting the cliffs. But you get that roaring sound. Distant, you can't see anything immediately, and a path out before you is flagstone but broken, and the odd bits of grass that plough out, and the annoying chimes of bells and flutes that are still echoing from this canyon that you are climbing, crossing, etc. And you land, and you place... do you land?
I land and place Xandria
On the floor.
on the floor. And back off the edge of the cliff. Still as an eagle.
Cool.
And
So you've left Sandra up there alone? Just asking. I fucking love
I should
my
have
job.
grabbed two of them.
So you begin to fly towards the other three.
Yeah.
Other three. You're climbing and climbing.
Yep.
It's good to know.
Yeah, you've all let go, narratively. The orbs seem to be leaving you alone. They don't seem to cross the bridge anymore. They start to recede back to the stone wall. This is mere moments after witnessing whatever happened with Ruby and Xandria. And they all start to... You see them now take hold, take place in little nooks and crannies of the cliffs that you're climbing up, of this canyon. And the glow dims to nothingness.
Like creepy little glowing puffins.
And if you really wanted to see, you'd see the small outline of a glass orb, but only at certain angles. But they are physically there, and they nestle into the canyon face. And you continue to climb. You start to see, you look up after watching these orbs just disappear, and you see a giant eagle coming towards you with nobody in their talons.
Terror.
I sort of tried to pull up next to them, not as close to the wall, because these three are conscious they can jump. And I'm sort of like trying without
Where's
eagle,
Drea?
without eagle screaming at anyone.
You can understand him, Ruby.
I can understand him, but he won't be able to understand me because I have an
Correct.
eagle's voice box, and I'm scared of deafening them because I'm in a canyon. So I'm just sort of like trying to
terrified that you do not have Drea with
just
you.
sort of like try to gesture with my little eagle head, like Jump on!
Bearing in mind, Giant Eagle, who had his sister, almost dropped his sister, now does not have a sister and keeps gesturing behind them with their head to the massive cavern below.
We would have seen her. Keep climbing. It's fine.
Grab them, I can dangle the three of them. But they'll struggle.
Well, if you're doing something, I need to know.
Getting frustrated, like Ruby just
Flapping
says,
like mad.
jump! But, of course, what they hear is, ah!
Where's Drea?
You three keep climbing while conversing fluently with the eagle.
Is there anything we could roll to try and figure out what she's trying to indicate?
No, we're dumb shit.
That's true.
She's not much better. It's
Really not.
It's a gaggle of chuckle fucks.
Give me a history check, Sapphire.
That wasn't what I was expecting. Okay. That was an 11.
Vey is home to a lot of, is it, I probably pronounced this wrong, the Aarakocra?
Oh, yeah.
Aarakocra?
Bird people.
Arakoa.
There's a lot of bird people up there.
Arakoa.
Arakoa. There you go.
Yeah.
You are aware that they can converse with large avian creatures. You're unsure if it's just a them thing or a everyone in Vey thing. On your 11 or 12 or whatever it was. So you do know there can be communication with these creatures. You're just unsure how to manifest it.
Yeah, I guess keep climbing. Yeah, I guess keep climbing. Try and yelling. I guess I'll yell in. Does Vey have a language?
Yeah, Velvish, apparently, according to Delphin.
Velvish, I like that. I'm keep it out. We'll keep that. That's good. Would Sapphire know that by now? Do you think?
Well, the language, yeah, definitely. You were there, yeah. It's part and parcel. It's very intrinsic to the training, is to know the words of Vey and stuff like this.
Yeah, I thought I would. It's just obviously that's not a taken language of mine.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's
okay.
intertwined with your common.
Thinking this will make sense. This will be fine. Birds all speak Vey. All speak. Obviously. Shouts out to Ruby. Do you want me to untie so you can take the other two? But it's in Velvish. It's in Velvish.
Ruby, you hear a almost musical hum that Sapphire makes. You were aware that he's just making noise, but it's got a musical tinge to it. But you haven't got a clue what he's saying.
Why is Sapphire singing?
Why is Sapphire?
sounds like singing. I don't know. Keep climbing.
Yeah, I've assumed you are. I've assumed you are all just going to climb. So,
Ruby circles right, like, as tight a circle as she can around once, and again tries to stop, like, fairly close next to them, hovering as much as she can. Like, obviously, why else would I fly back down? Get on.
Too focused on climbing.
they give you the salute and they keep walking. They keep climbing.
Okay.
Kess
Fly
is just
up.
panicked that Drea's been dropped.
So, can you three give me an athletics check as you make the last pull of the climb? You are quite fit adventurers, however, you are climbing 1,000 feet. Ruby, you get to the top. There is no Zandria.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I fly up further, and let's see what we can do with a keen sight, eagerly.
Perception check.
Super perception.
So you let me know what you get in a second. Right, you three. Sapphire, what'd you get?
Shit. I've got a
Athletics.
16.
16. Cass?
23.
Harry?
14, which ain't bad for me.
That's enough. It's a climb. There's no orbs trying to kill you. You finish the last leg of your climb. It's far easier in your current situation, and you slowly begin to pull yourselves over the edge, or the whatever you call it. It is the edge, over the edge of the bridge onto flat-ish ground. You see the flagstones, pathways ahead of you, cracked flagstone, all looking as if it's too old to still be there. There is small grasslands around you. There is still the presence of the canyon and sort of cliff edges that reach away from you, and there is a roaring of a body of water, whether it be a waterfall or something crashing against the cliffs somewhere ahead of you. You look around. You don't see Xandria, but you do see Ruby fairly high in the sky. From here, there is no canopy. You just see stars. No moon, just a night sky, that purpley, bluey, blacky sort of colouring of stars for miles and miles and miles. Ruby, what did you get?
I rolled a 19, so that's either +3 or +4, depending on if you want me to use my perception or the eagle's perception.
It's wild shape, you use yours.
So that is a 22.
Cool. If you were polymorphed, you'd use the eagles.
Right.
So, on your 22, you scout around. You see, what you do see is the flagstones stretch on. You're not sure of the distance as you're too busy looking for Xandria, but it stretches on quite a way. And you do see that there is a body of water. Almost, it's definitely sea-sized. It is a very, very large, and it spreads out to an horizon beyond where you are now. But the land itself slopes down into a valley, and you get now that the sound of the water crashing into the cliffs is that particular valley. Even though it's so far away, you still hear it bouncing around. You look about. The canyon cliffs itself actually stretch out as if fields and fields of rock has almost funneled this path towards this valley. But there is no sign of Xandria. Xandria, can you give me a charisma saving throw, please?
That would be a 19.
The last thing you remember is being on the rope bridge. You've passed out before, due to your condition. You always have that moment of, it's almost a instinctual fear rather than but it's a fear that you control. You're gonna pass out. You're in a dangerous situation. You can't help but feel it, but you're quite in control of it. And Kess is about. So at least you go together, if anything. The next thing that you remember as you slowly bring yourself round to consciousness is being in battle, stood next to Kess, and a very large spear being thrown at Kess. It hit him, and then this is where you are waking up. You look around, and you see the jagged rocks with the dark green wet slickness around them of the canyon that you just crawled around, but you don't see Kess or Ruby or Ari or Sapphire. But the thing that kind of gives you comfort is you sort of see they're almost transparent, but as you look and you're like checking out your surroundings, you can see the edges of them are less transparent, and what seems to form leaves that have come over and encompassed you, as if you are within the bud itself, and the petals come over and you are in a bubble. And you look around, and as you sort of take a breath just to gather your surroundings and do what Xandria does, I'm going to turn this down because it's...
Yep, same. God, that was incredibly loud, and I've turned it down several times.
You see a halfling, curly blonde hair, bright blue eyes, a short-sleeved white tunic, a a little like homemade necklace with twine and what seems to be like seashells and such, just sat on his chest, or their chest. They look up at you. In front of them is the glaive that you took to Malika, and the lance that is, but it's in the form that Kalain had it, with its silver filigree up the side, not your current state. And you see what appears to be Whisper in front of you. And they're just kind of sat there and they're looking around. And he looks at you, bright blue eyes. Well, that was close, wasn't it?
I guess so.
He does his usual. You get the feeling that no matter the level of your voice, he's always going to ask you to bring it down a little bit. Long way from the forest. It's not too bad. Don't listen to all those that get dramatic about it. You do have to return and you do have to hold. But there's time. There's still power in the forest. Do you know what happens when you return? You're the Lance Lord of Autumn. And the Lance Lord of Autumn has to remain in their domain. So this, they look around. This adventure, this story you are on, it is a worthy one, and I'm sure it's got a great ending. But to truly be the Lance Lord, you must remain within Autumn. It's not something you can... It's still a choice, Zandria Summerbreeze. Consider yourself holding the position until you claim it as your own. But there will always be a need for a Lancelot. Your friends are nearby, but I thought it best to have a word in the safety of our own realms. This place is alien to me, and is not made of any dream I have ever had. How are you? A fair answer. I see a spark in your heart, only small. Who is Aristotle to you? Seeing the eye roll, I see all my brethren, my children, if that's what you'd call them.
And Zandria will just put a hand over her heart.
And they call me Whisper. How goes Kersfield? There is a journey ahead of him. There is a journey ahead of him. Sounds like he's in the shitter. He's got a cheeky smile, seeing you interact in a way that he doesn't have to shush you. Your party is exciting to behold. We fear We are we are dreams of possibility. We are what others want to be. They dream of being the lords of something, protectors of things they do not hold. I have no words. A moment. And he sort of just starts walking around this small enclosure. It's only about 15 feet around you. His bare feet just pitter-pattering on the stone floor. There is a story for every soul. I am the reason those stories can exist. And you are the reason those stories come to be. And all of your party thus far, I see your stories intertwined for a time. But every one of their endings seems different and without each other. It is difficult to see the end of a story, for the chapters have not been written. But there will be a time you all sign off, and I do not see it together. But I've been wrong before. And he says, I need to get the name right, otherwise I'm going to fuck this up. Go to my notes. Whisper really is whisper. I lost it. Oh, there we go. The one surprise that I didn't expect in your story is to walk with the daughter of Sulnaya. And I'm not sure she's even aware. Be wary, for Sulnaya is a selfish entity, but for good reason. Oh, here they come now. You just sort of look, and soundlessly you see the hands of Kess just drag himself over the edge. You did notice out the corner of your eye an eagle flying high above, whatever that is. I can only embrace you so often to keep you safe in these times. And it was hard to do so far from our realm. As I said, this place is not of our doing. Stay safe, Summer Breeze. You are still packed to me. He gives you, sort of wiggles his nose, and then you see the petals just unfold. As you watch them unfold, you notice he's gone, or they've gone. And you sort of just sat at the top, breathing slower, the usual after such a big one. And you see Ari and Kess and Sapphire like now over the top and climbed, and you're kind of just sat with your back against a stony wall, and you see a giant eagle flying overhead. You haven't got a clue that it's Ruby.
Be anything.
Yeah. 3 to 1. You're all in the room.
Is Drea visible now?
Yes. Yeah. As you climb, you don't even know she wasn't there. You sort of like climb. As you're climbing over and you come around, you see the stones.
She's come back.
Okay. And is she visible to me now?
Give me another perception check, because you are currently frantically looking for her rather than just... You're not looking where you left her, you're looking where she might be.
That's an 18.
Cool. You see Zandria with Ari and Kess and Sapphire.
Gonna take the opportunity, because it was a more controlled descent before I go into what Ruby has seen, more hawks and kestrels, but she has seen eagles. She goes into a full nosedive.
This is the time to practice your golden eagling.
Yeah, just like just to see how it feels, pulling up at the last minute to...
That's scary. You fly straight towards the ground, and right at the last second, woof, you just wings out and you hit the deck gently with the skill of a dancer, and you're on the ground, or you can continue to fly if you so wish.
No, I land in front of them and then turn back into Ruby. And why would you think I speak? What were you speaking?
Elvish.
While that's gone on, Kess has like frantically got out of the rope thing and it's like picked Tree up and is just like.
Give me a perception check, Kess.
So Andrew's like, get off, I can't breathe.
There was a solid bit where he was convinced that she had gone down. That is 23.
Harry wishes.
On Zandria's.
Ari wishes is definitely the title of Ari's sex tape.
Oh man.
Ruining heartfelt moments between siblings who thought they were hurt. Jesus Christ, people.
Sorry.
AD.
You see. You see on
Disappointment.
Zandria's neck 2 musical notes, like a small tattoo, and they are, I think it's a quarter. I'll send you it through after. There's 2 musical notes tattooed on her neck. One slightly higher than the other.
Did a bard fucking tramp stamp me or something?
Well,
Harry is part bard.
Harry is part bard. Oh no.
Part fair, part
And if
bard,
anyone
part
has a
rogue.
tramp stamp, it's definitely Ari.
Definitely Harry.
He woke up, not remembered getting.
Yeah.
You will get the.
Syrup
It
2011.
was like, what is this?
You got a hickey.
What? What's what?
You've got musical notes on your neck. It doesn't matter. You're not at the bottom of the canyon.
Definitely not.
We're all
at the bottom of the
here.
canyon. Yep.
Give me an Arcana check, Andrew. You can sort of not see them, but when you feel your neck, you feel that slight difference in skin texture.
Ooh, nat 20.
Ooh, it's the mark of whisper.
Mark of Whisper. Of course it is. Why would it be anything but the Mark of Whisper? Am I aware of that? Yeah.
You don't know why you're aware of it,
But I'm aware
but you
of
know
it.
it's the mark of whisper. It's not
Okay.
something you've learned.
So,
It's something you've inherited through the pact with whisper.
so upon Kess going, you've got musical notes, so we'll just go, Whisper.
Okay.
Got musical notes. So shit.
Okay.
You can relax. I'm fine.
We've just. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And he kind of like does the sort of head count. Okay, it's fine. Everybody in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Ruby. Some of the birds back where I'm from, they speak that language, so I hoped.
Because that's the language where you're from.
Yeah, but the eagles speak it too, like.
Because they're from there.
Oh my god, dude! Birds have different accents and different.
Obviously they do.
Just now, Sapphire.
Sorry, I haven't ever actually asked a druid that before. Yeah, we've got places to go. Yeah. Focused, like a laser. Not that I know what a laser is.
Like a laser.
Like a leader.
That well-known VER technology. Oh, brilliant.
Shall we proceed, towards more potential fatal death?
Alright,
Yep.
which way?
What was the kind of trajectory from the bridge?
So in front, as you come over the top and you look out ahead of you, there's that flagstone pathway that leads forwards.
If there's a pathway, we follow.
You still, either side of you, it's more of the canyon and cliffs that sort of raise real high, and you are almost in like a crevice or a ravine type thing. Pottering along, obviously, Ruby, you saw the valley further ahead, and that almost that sea that spread it out towards the horizon. You can all hear the crashing of water against.
So Ruby will kind of go, that's the sea, that way. Path keeps on that way.
Then
Other.
we keep going down the path.
Why did he cut the bridge? What did that achieve?
Test
Oh,
of
no.
endurance, maybe.
It's
Fun was
honestly
fun.
We can ask him next time we see him, with our fists if necessary. That was rude.
I-
I don't
no.
think we need to punch him.
And that's Drea saying that.
Yeah, because she's going to Eldritch Blast. So,
we just need to keep moving forward.
fucking blind, Jesus.
Yep, agree.
So we'll continue down the path.
Cool. You walk
Every now
along.
and again, Ruby's kind of, now that she's got human-shaped shoulders again, she's realising there are muscle groups that birds have that are better exercised than they are in human forms.
The ambience changes as you're walking along this flagstone path. In theory. There we go. To upbeat, to pub-like, tavern-like. There is merriment. You look all around you looking for the tavern itself, the building, the structure, the anything that you can associate this music from.
Everyone else can hear the Kaylee, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Walking
Just keep going.
from out of the cliff face, like the edges of the stone walls aside of you, you see two gnomes, like great kilts, where they come across the shoulder and then down the way. The tartan is a green and dark blue. They're covered in ward from the neck down, not on their face. They've got blue swirls and patterns over their shoulders and such. Barefoot, both have still got tankards. And they're either side of a human with oil black hair, grey at the sides, a wooden sword at the hip. A younger version, still in there, they've still got the grey, but they're younger than the last time you saw Nikolai. And all three of them just sort of jauntily cross the flagstone path in front of you, clearly enjoying the merriment of what's just, the tavern that is somewhere. And they just disappear into the stone wall on your left and just cut across, and you still hear the music of this tavern all about you.
Is there anything I can roll to see if I recognise the tartan or the tribe tattoos?
Give me a history check with advantage.
Advantage?
Yeah. 10. There's a few come to mind, but nothing that follow that exact coloration of greens and blues. Gnomish is your best bet because you recognise them as gnomes rather than halflings. But it is Towan. There's probably Tartan all over the world, but you do recognise it as a Towan clan. You just can't quite pinpoint. And all of you recognise Nikolai.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, presuming I'm recognising Nikolai. They'll kind of indicate me like, he should in theory recognise me.
They didn't even look. They didn't even
Well,
look. They just literally walked out the wall, across the path, into the wall.
Well, it depends, doesn't it, Harry, on which you he's used to. Because I met you in one of the little baubles, and you didn't look like that.
Was I more handsome?
No,
You
I think
were a
you
lot
girl.
prettier.
You were a girl, apparently. You need to tell me that, Jeannie. Sorry.
I did, yeah. It was literally the first thing Ruby said when she got out of the vision.
Harry just doesn't know it because he wasn't there.
You were, Ariana Samantha Rycroft.
Oh, God. Sounds
Wow.
more pretentious and basic. Ew.
That was a girl.
There are things.
Yeah, while they're having their moment, I'm gonna go like have a wee chap around the sides of like the
Give me a
wall
perception check.
that people are just walking through. That's a nat 20, so 25.
You can see through the walls.
You see.
That would be handy.
You can see several
See the Matrix.
portals, as in doorway portal, not
Yeah.
Wizwas portal. Into several.
Ooh, this was.
Several of these portals leading to small outdoor areas into tavern buildings. You go up and down each wall, and it's more of a. If you were to step through the portal, you can see it, but if you step back, you just see stone floor. But you know your perception was keen,
stupid.
and you just. It's not that they're hidden. It's kind of you just happen to notice out the corner of your eye. You're pretty sure it's pure fluke. But there's a lot of these portals. The tavern and the outside area kind of mimics every other tavern and outside area, as if it is an echo of the same tavern.
So are you done?
What, taking the piss out of Ari? Never.
Never.
Are you...
Are we done dicking around and annoying you? Yes, come on.
Because it looks like there's entries to a whole host of the exact same tavern all the way down here.
Great.
And that's where they walked from and back into. But
What's the tavern called?
I don't know, it didn't tell me.
The Nag's Head. Is
The Nag's Head?
sorry,
So I assume there's a sign that would have
Well,
been.
I don't know if it's showing me into, like, the room. Like,
No, it's on
That's
the out.
what I
It's
assume.
the out.
It's
you
the
just
courtyard,
see-
there'll
you
be
just
a
see
sign
the
above the
out-
door,
You
won't
just
it?
see the outside, like the bit of rough grass and bit of mud where you
Okay,
tie the
cool.
horses to, etc. And then there's a Nag's Head sign on every single one of them.
The Nag's Head.
Shall we
Anyone been to one of them?
go? No.
I...
Give me another perception check, yes.
That is 18.
Oh. 18.
Yarp.
At 3 of them, you see a robed human. At one of them, the robe has a almost like the colour hue has been drained from it purple, the robes, with a teal patterning across the chest. Another one, there is a dark like cocoa bean brown robe with mint green trim. And the other one is a fire orange with a golden trim. All 3 of the males in this robe are Stefan. And all 3 of them are at different taverns. You look at the other taverns and you're not sure if there's more Stefans or you just missed them or there's only these 3, but you only caught these 3. And they are just, these particular 3 are stood outside the tavern resting against the railing. They're obviously their own taverns. And they are flicking through a thick book.
So we have 3 of your brother, Ari.
We're chasing Zekos.
If Kess does so, he's able to kind of show you if you just use like your periphery, you can almost see. And he can
3
point,
your
he
brother,
can point it out
and
to you.
I can I see Nikolai at all?
Give me a perception check.
That is 19.
Looking back the way you came, you can see Nikolai walking off to a large barn with the 2 gnomes, the originals that cut across the path. All 3 of them laughing, joking with a pint. Looking back at the other taverns, or at least on this side of the wall, you see only one Nikolai, and he's sat on the roof. And he sat with the wooden sword next to him of a tavern above the Fire Orange, Stefan. And he's on watch. You recognise it instantly. You and Xandri have done it many times. Nikolai is sat on top of that tavern on watch.
I'm going to relay that to the party, but like keeping a close eye of the one that I've got an eye line on both of them in. That'll be where my focus goes.
Do you have a look at it? Do you follow the instructions of Casfield? Give me a perception check.
I don't want to use you. 19.
Cool. You see shed load of taverns. You don't see Stefan at any of them. You're trying to find the ones that Kess is pointing out. And the name of the tavern you see is the Timeless Vagabond. But there are loads of them.
We'll kind of look around and be like, Stefan's not here.
You have another look, Kess. Turns out Ari's quite accurate. The 3 Stefans you saw had gone. Whether they went in the building or elsewhere, you're unsure.
Is there any sign of Nikolai?
There is still Nikolai on the roof of the Stefan that had the fire orange robe on.
You can see Nikolai there, though.
You cannot, Ari.
No.
Shit. Right. I'm reluctant to take us off the path, but
We could always split up.
that is the
Ooh.
worst idea you could
Come on,
possibly
Sapphire,
have.
my man! Yes!
We need to be a united front on this one. I'm concerned that you're not seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, though.
Different echoes, different times.
Is it just Ari that's looking where Kess is showing, or is anyone else?
I was about to say, can we look around as well?
Yep, no, Ruby will.
So
Okay.
are you following Kess's instructions or doing your own searches?
Following
I'm following
Kess's.
Kess.
Follow Kess's instructions to start with.
Cool. So as Kess follows your instructions, all 3 of you roll a perception check at advantage. Ari, you found it quite easy. As soon as Kess was like, his tavern's over here, you just looked this way. You saw him real easy. But you obviously saw a Timeless Vagabond. Right,
Good at
so...
searching for taverns.
yeah, it's just an auto crit, you know what I mean? Xandri, what did you get?
23.
23. the taverns you see is a large travelling marquee that used to, not often, but every now and then was not far from where your tribe set up camp, and they were just as nomadic as yourselves, and it was just simply called the Sand Dune, and it is a tavern that you are very aware of, probably visited a few times with Kess, but it is a travelling one around the deserts, and it's currently stationary with a bit of sand just outside the front. Sapphire, what did you get?
24.
24?
Mm-hmm.
You see the taverns of Vay, and you see a multiple of them with their tiered, they're several floors high buildings. They're sliding paper wooden doors. It's very familiar of Vay, and you see that all these taverns are called the Sheathed Katana.
I will relay that to the others.
Yeah.
I got a nat 20.
You got that 20. For a total of?
23.
Cool. You see the Nag's Head, and you recognise it, and you recognise the backdrop, and the hills. Like it's almost like the tavern's been put on a picture, but you recognise it as a Towan tavern, and you see the three Stephans in the tavern. It's weird, it's almost like someone's rubbed out the wall of the tavern and you can see into it, and you see the Stephans sat within the taverns, and then that wall sort of reforms, but you see the same Nag's Head that Harry has pointed out, that Kess pointed out, sorry.
I relay that.
You know how when we came in here, we held hands to come in? Do you think that would work if these two can see it?
Worth a try, innit? Just grab your hands. Grab a hand.
Hold that big paw.
So you grab Sapphire's hand?
Whoever grabs my hand yet.
Toby.
So as you grab the toe beans of Sapphire, there's a sentence that is brand new to me. You, Sapphire, your image changes as if you can't believe you didn't see it before, and you see this Towan Highland Tavern called the Nag's Head. But you don't see Stefan, whether in the walls or without. However, you do see, and so do you, Ruby, Nikolai sat on the roof of one of the taverns, in a guarded position, watching out. Sandra, are you holding anybody's hand?
No.
Cool.
That's too much affection. unless Kess is doing exactly what Luke is doing. It's just like, no, you don't have a choice.
Cool. As soon as you and Kess hold hands, you see the Nag's Head as well. And Nikolai sat on the roof.
Is this a plan then?
Harry?
We haven't vocalised that it's working, so Harry's like, okay, kind of like grabs Kess's hand, I guess.
Husbands.
Like, sort of like, eyeballs Andrea and then just grabs. You still see
Righty ho, kiddie winks.
You still see the timeless vagabond, Harry.
He's not here.
None of you can see. You still can't see Nikolai either.
I think Harry's broken.
Fucking humans.
Well,
Yeah, bloody humans.
can you see Nikolai?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Sapphire, you can see Nikolai.
Yeah.
But Ari can't see Nikolai.
Oh, Stefan, you said there were 3 of them.
They're indoors now.
You can see indoors.
Well, I could for a minute there. Bit weird here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, are we going through
The wall.
trying to grab Nikolai
You ready, Andrea?
and doing it, or are we continuing on the path?
Are we doing direct or indirect?
I'm just going to be quiet.
No, make a choice.
No, I mean, I think we should go in, but I think I should be quiet when we do.
That's
Yes.
valid. Drea? In or path?
Yes. No, in.
In.
If you can't see Nikolai, does that mean you're a different Echo? Maybe you're from another universe, Harry, and you don't even know it.
I mean, last time I checked, I'm not female, so there's that.
Maybe the you from our realm is meant to be female.
Yes, maybe just because you're not female doesn't mean you're not from another alternative universe.
Okay, we're going through the wall, and he's just gonna I'm done.
What I was gonna do was, Nikolai.
Team awful chaotic.
I'm done.
Kez is literally like, yeah, fuck that. Dr. Pepper.
It's probably the smartest thing Sapphire's ever going to say, and it was just everyone ran away from it.
Yeah. You all step, everyone except Zandria, who bangs her head going through because it's funny. You hear Karian laughing in the distance. You all just step as if nothing's there, and you are outside a tavern. Music playing. Kess, you led the way. Roll a d6.
That is... That's 5.
5. Fair. You are indeed outside the one with Nikolai on the roof.
Cool.
Yummy. You
I have my moments here.
you step. The tavern's there. You instantly get Ruby, your hum. You get the smells of the Highlands. There's quite a lot of domesticated animals in the area with a strong scent in the
It
air.
smells like hawthorn and sheep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry. And you see the Nag's Head
Ruby's
Tavern before
like-
you. It's,
Instantly relaxes. Like you can see her shoulders just.
it's 2 floors. The upper floor seems to be shorter in height, but the ground floor it's a longhouse. Probably to the size of the ones you've seen in Viconia, Sapphire. It's a very big, almost mead hall type establishment. Ari's not with you.
Oh, bleeding hell. Which of us is going back for him?
Kes, when you stepped through and Ari was in your other hand, you swear Ari let go. It wasn't
He
that
let
he was
go.
no longer there, it was that he let go. Ari, you appear in a forest, a small natural lawn in front of you. The building completely hidden by most of the trees, but you see the doorway clear as day. A small candlelit torch, just like lantern hanging, and scrolled on the door itself in beautiful calligraphy. The Timeless Vagabond.
I recognise the name myself, but you know.
And the 2 stones on your rapier that currently contain promised souls glow brightly, enough to emit 20 feet of light. So, would you 4 like to go first, or would you like to go first, Harry?
You can go first.
Once more into the breach.
Did you just say you'll go first? Who's going first?
I can go first.
Oh, they can go first. Right, so you 4, you're outside the Nag's Head.
Nikolai still up there, yeah?
Yep. He doesn't pay any attention to you lot. Doesn't even react, just continues looking out far and wide.
Is there a clear way of getting up onto the roof?
Anywhere you want, Kess. You are quite an athletic, you know,
Yeah, you can
thing.
probably jump and make that.
Fuck yeah.
This tavern
Powerful
has
legs.
been adjusted for those of a taller stature, but it is a halfling and gnome tavern.
Yeah.
So it's not quite as tall as even the marquees.
Yeah.
But you know, humans can walk in and out. Sapphire might have to dip at the door, but It's easy
someone
enough.
want to pop their head in quickly and check if we have a Stefan in there, I'm gonna
Yeah.
hop up and try and see if this is a workable Nikolai.
I will walk in and I will check for stuff.
I'll go in.
I'm
I'll
gonna
go in
find
with
up
Sandria because you don't speak.
reasonably unobtrusive way up onto the roof.
Okay, so give me a.
There's usually an outhouse adjoining to one of these at one end or another, about half height. You can usually,
Okay, so
if
need to
you're
relieve
looking for
yourself on one.
mischief, boost up on.
Guess you are more than able to find said outhouse or lip of wood or stone,
Yeah.
and you hoy yourself up onto the roof. Go away. Up onto the roof. Nikolai doesn't react as you now appear on the roof. He's about 25 feet from you, sat, and he sat slightly as it just before the peak, so he's got almost an angle to sit comfortably. Wooden sword next to him. No other weapon, it seems, on him. There is a youthfulness about this vision of Nikolai. Excuse me. Echolai. Jesus. I've merged all plot.
Echolai.
Is pretty cool.
To the point, there's no grey in the oil black hair. Keen eyes looking out and about.
I'll start to approach, being careful of my steps so that I don't cause myself a mischief or fall through the roof.
More than easy for yourself.
And we'll sort of call out Nikolai.
He just looks at you. See?
We're here to talk to you about Arnulf, Stefan.
He looks at you quizzically. Sit.
I'll pop down beside him.
You care for a drink? And he passes you a hip flask. It's beautiful.
I'm okay for just now. It's been a long day, but not that long yet.
I cannot sit and converse with a warrior as fine as yourself if you do not share a drink with me. And he sort of rests on one elbow. You've seen a similar casual positioning by Harry.
He's flirting.
Thanks, Andrea. Thanks. See this sledgehammer?
Did you teach that one to Ari, or...?
There is a brief sadness in his eyes at the mention of Harry. Harry was self-taught and will always be missed. And he sort of puts his hand on his heart and gives a bit of a nod.
We are friends of Aristotle. We're doing our best to see out his wish of safety for you and his brother. Not a single lie there.
I know you bastard. I was like, you fucker.
I have played Fade before.
I was going to say, Fey level. Yeah.
Give me a persuasion check.
Not had to do a persuasion before, but that's a 22. Kess has charisma, he just doesn't fucking use.
It's more a
when you can
charismatic aura than
Yes.
yes. Nikolai sits back up into a bit more of a formal sitting position. He was fine. It warms my heart to know that he has people beyond looking out for his brother. And I, of course. Haha. What is it I can do for you? my elven friend. And he takes a sip from his flask.
Have you noticed anything particularly unusual recently?
See, all the time. I travel with
more.
Stefan. He is a... He carries his brother's mischief. And is a wizard. They're always doing strange things. But I see you seek a particular, yes?
Yes, You're aware of how fantastical things with wizards can become. Yes.
See?
If I told you there were multiple Stefans, multiple Aries, multiple Nikolais,
His eyebrow raises at multiple Nikolais.
multiple everyone,
That sounds like a good evening, see?
I can see where you might get that idea, and possibly in some of the options, yes. But I find myself in the misfortune of it being slightly more problematic than that. Ideally, trying to stop it becoming problematic for you as well. In one, Stefan had an accident. And he's now trying to remedy it by finding every other version of himself.
Nikolai's sipping more often now on the flask as you speak words of madness.
Kess will continue in the same measured tone of complete sincerity with which he says absolutely everything. So you can see where this might be a bit of a problem. And why I would ask if you'd seen anything particularly strange. Particularly strange in this case, as I'm sure you can imagine being another one of yourself or Stefan.
I've not seen another Stefan, and I would definitely remember seeing more of myself. But I do sense sincerity. You are, I would say, telling the truth. But it is a strange truth that you pass.
Why on earth would I climb up on top of this building, know your name, and tell you this otherwise?
I am very well known. And climbing on the roof is... everybody.
Not hard in this case, true, but it...
I think you should pass your truth on to Stefan. He should be, just the one of him though, partaking in a drink. I will remain on the roof and keep watch. For if I do see strange things, and he whips up the wooden sword, I will show them my dance. Ah!
I'm sure you shall. If you do see anything, please alert us. And I'll scooch off the roof.
As you're scooching,
the others are found.
you just hear Nikolai go, what a energetic... And then you scooch off.
Scooch, scooch.
And you scooch down. Xandria and Sapphire and Ruby, you walk into the tavern and you are met with exactly that. The scene of a tavern filled with halflings and gnomes who live in the highlands of Tower, drinking and making merry. There is a ceilidh band at the far side. There are fiddles and dancing and drums and flutes all going off. There are several non-natives of the Tolan Highlands. There is a single dragonborn with a deep, real deep purple scaling, and they are in a travelling attire, but they are far not Toan and probably from the island city of Karan. You see a couple of humans that resemble those of Atoria with a bronze skin and the curly dark hair. And you see a robed individual, a burnt fire orange robe with golden trim, reading a thick book, sat at a low table nearby using a wooden stump as a chair or stool. That is very much Stefan. And on their right wrist, you see a leather bracelet that every now and then Stefan plucks and it snaps.
Xandria will walk over to Stefan.
Yep, Ruby tea.
Sapphire, are you staying at the doorway? You're just getting involved in the killing.
He's following everyone else. He is very much making good on his I'm not going to talk to people here. He's just head down, following the others, ducking under the doorway.
You all approach Stefan's table. He's got the thick book in his hand and he's just... You notice now that he's literally like finger down the page, flick, finger down the page, flick. Clearly a talent for reading. Greetings. As all three of you will just...
Right in his face.
You mind if we sit with you, love?
This is not my establishment, please do. And he just gestures towards the other wooden stools around the table. It's quite a large table, as if most, you know, it could hold 10, 15 people. It's a very large table. And he continues to read.
What is it you are reading there, good sir?
You notice a very small sigh, and he closes the book. He just turns the book towards you, and on the front of it is a mirror, and it's got like a wooden root trim to the mirror. I am studying. It's not really a school of echoes, but it is a magic that seems to have popped up recently and is bolted onto the schools us of the arcane arts already are aware of.
Well, we've run into one or two echoes.
Or several.
Oh, interesting. How so?
What are you drinking?
Water. It is quite refreshing from the Highlands.
We do have good water.
We do have good water. With good water, I told you.
Highland spring water.
Highland
You've covered the Scottish vibe
That's-
anyway. We've
yeah,
got
it's-
good water in
It's
this house.
good water, and I think you'll find that's legal tender,
That's
pal.
what the H2O means. Island. Yes, just water.
It's good water.
Great, Seth?
Yeah, sure. Water will do.
Mm-hmm.
Do to clear my throat, to be honest.
Ruby will head to the bar.
Ruby's super excited.
And she's got...
You make your way through. Several of the halflings and the gnomes around you all dancing and drinking and such move out of the way. You get to the bar. There is a young halfling lad. Proper red-cheeked, mainly from the heat, rushing around. Seems to be the only one behind the bar and he's quite busy as there's a ceilidh band on. Rushing up and down. No sign of tartan on him. But you are aware that during certain trades they remove their tartan because it's pride. You don't want it covered in ale, do you know?
Also, you know, tartan's quite a thick fabric.
Warm as shit.
You don't want to. Yeah.
And he looks up at you. How do, lass?
3 waters and a pint of your best, if that's all right.
Looks at you, cross-eyed. Looks at the Caleb and looks back at you. 3. All right.
They're not from round here, my love, but I've got to look after him.
He waves his hand and casts some sort of cantrip, and then removes the lid of a barrel and scoops 3 mugs of water out of this barrel, puts the lid back, and then goes about retrieving you the frothy brown liquid of the Highlands, and puts it in front of you. The water's free, and the ale. You're a pretty lass. You take it.
You sure?
He's probably about your age, but half them. I'm very sure, but don't tell the gaffer. And he sort of nudges over far side. Someone over there's the gaffer. There's too many people that point him out.
Well, thank you. And she will do the, assuming they're all tankards, the 2 handles in one. Yeah. And then do the shuffle with 4 pints back through the crowded bar.
Other way. Elbows.
Yeah.
Are you two interacting with Stefan while Ruby's at the bar?
Yeah.
Cool. So Ruby walks away. You're left with Andrew's like, now she's out of the way. Right then,
Now
Ken.
she's out of the way.
Fuck you playing at?
Quite literally. So I say, once I see Ruby get away, I just look to Stefan and just. I'm not good at small talk, but okay, Stefan, listen.
I'm listening.
What are you doing?
How so?
Have you recently travelled through the realm of echoes?
Not that I'm aware of, although I am trying to do so.
Good to know. Okay then, right. So it's not you, or not this echo that's doing what is. Just be wary that another version of yourself may or may not be coming to absorb you.
I was about to say interesting, but absorbing doesn't sound pleasant.
Probably not. I couldn't tell you what it feels like. It's not happened to me. However, there is another version of you from where we are from, the version of you had an accident, and it's akin to shattering a mirror. Shattered pieces of this version of yourself. This version of yourself is now going through the realm of echoes, collecting other echoes of yourself to make himself whole again.
He sits back, drinks some of his water.
Before you get any ideas, I would not recommend trying to do this yourself.
No, of course not. That would, I think it would break. And he flicks open the book and he starts flicking through the pages. And he's going back towards the beginning of the book. Then he's like found obviously what he's looking for in a couple of pages, and he's flicking like backwards and forwards from the same page. And he turns it. He shows you a picture of the whalebone jaw archway. Did they pass this? That's quite. It's marvellous. And you can see he starts flicking on the band. And you say my echo is absorbing us, me, them?
From what we have been informed of, yes, and it has caused the higher beings that are monitoring the realm of echoes some anger. because to them it is classed as stealing.
The Oro.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know they were real. I suppose it makes sense. I mean this with no arrogance, but it sounds like what I am doing is stupid.
Oh, absolutely. But I imagine that level of stupidity is possibly, a hereditary thing, because Ari is exactly the same.
The mention of Ari, you see a tenseness. Ari was more reactive than thoughtful and planned. I'll give you that. I do miss his stupidity. However, what I am doing, as you say, it will remove me from everywhere else. I don't know if that... I'm unsure if that will be a never remembered or just gone one day. I can't imagine
don't know.
What can I do anything to help? Could I travel with you back?
I don't recommend traveling with us for if we come across other versions of yourself, which is what we're trying to do. I'm not entirely sure how two of the same person seeing each other would affect the realm or realms. Could cause some problems.
Yes, maybe the mind would be attacked. Maybe.
I would recommend you stay where you are. You keep yourself aware, keep yourself alert. And if you do happen to see another version of yourself, move away as quickly as possible.
He's no longer twanging the bracelet. Noted.
Ruby gets back to the table, looks at his face and goes, "Ooh, she did the talking. Are you sure you don't want the ale?"
It was a educational conversation, my dear. Thank you. I'm more than happy with the water.
Is it our Stefan that's eating the other Stefans?
Yes.
Yes,
I
love.
would avoid the word eating if you bump into more of me. Absorbing was less.
Okay, no, sir. Yeah, okay, that's a fair footnote.
I mean, there's no reason to sugarcoat what this Stefan is doing.
Eating's not exactly accurate.
It's
though,
not
is it?
eating, but it is absorbing in a way.
Why you?
Why me what?
Why are you
two
here? Warning me.
Why am I here?
Aiding me? Well, any of you, the three of you.
Because we were requested by our version of Stefan's mother to retrieve him.
That's...
And Nikolai.
Ah, Nikolai.
And when
Nikolai's... your Nikolai.
We
okay.
have a version of Nikolai. We were asked to retrieve them both from the realm of echoes. However, when we got there, we were informed of what Stefan was going around and doing.
Why is Nikolai helping him?
He's not helping him so much as he is...
He was looking after him when he came here.
Yes, he's an involuntary counterpart, shall we say. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He's probably doing his best. He will have been trying to keep you safe.
Nikolai has been with me for quite a while now. Thought it was just just an order from the wall, I suppose.
Well, it might be different in your realm than it is to ours, but...
How... And he seems almost sheepish asking it. What you say about my mother makes it out like she cares.
Well, in our realm, she does.
He sits back and he's just blown away by that sentence. Seems a nice realm.
Well, it has its downsides. A lot of them. Quite recent downsides as well. It's kind of a civil war going on. The wall's about to fall. Well, actually, no, the wall's not about to fall anymore because
The wall's
Ari and
not
my
yet
brother...
fallen.
No, not here. Well, not in our realm. It nearly did, but Ari and my brother managed to
Do something stupid.
secure it a bit longer. They're weirdly married now. It's complicated.
Ari is alive in your realm?
Oh, he's alive.
She says that like she
I was
doesn't
like,
fancy him.
wow.
Yeah,
the
he's
Civil War is, or at least here is over and done with. Ulrich has ruled for nearly a decade now.
Oh gosh, I definitely do not.
But we're
wish to
not
be in
having
this
that.
realm.
No, we're not having that.
There were folk who tried to stop him, but what can I say?
Well, if Ulrich has succeeded in your realm, then potentially he's going to fail in ours, which would be wonderful for the rest of us.
I would hope.
Well, this has been awkward and wonderful at the same time. Like I said, just be wary.
And he sits back. And she really cares.
Mm-hmm.
As a smile spreads across his face. As he just sits and drinks his water. Do you continue talking or you don't?
No, I just put my hands on the table, lift myself up, and walk out the door.
Cool. Sapphire, Ruby. As you're walking out the door, Xandria,
So Ruby takes a fight with
you
her.
bump into Caspian coming through the door.
Sapphire will quickly down his water and then follow.
Smash
He's
the
just kind of-
tankard on his head.
And this is good. Just kind of whispering to himself, how can we be sure it's our Stefan that's eating the others, though? I mean, he is convinced that we're never going to know.
Einstein everywhere.
Yup.
Are you allowing him out, Kess, or are you like trying to get in?
I'm kind of like, we're done all.
Oh, we're done. We're done. We're done.
What did you do?
I told him.
Ruby appears at her shoulder,
Not-
still
we
drinking a
haven't-
pint. Like, oh yeah, I go to the bar for 5 minutes, and she's laid it all straight out on the table.
Kess,
Your
we haven't
mammy
got-
sent us from another realm. You're
Yeah.
trying to eat all the other you.
We don't have time to faff around.
I mean, I agree, but I thought it might take more than 5 minutes,
Here is
No,
very
no.
to the point.
especially with a wizard.
Well, he was already reading
Kess,
a book
dear,
on it. So...
yes, Kess, dear brother. You've met me. You've lived with me a long time. You know I am quite direct and to the point. I didn't need 5 minutes. I probably could have done it in 2.
Plus, like,
I
it
was
seems,
more meaning I was surprised that he didn't have questions.
Well, it sounds like
He
pretty much
had-
all of them are saying this, seeking the same kind of things anyway. So they're all
He
a
had
foot through the
limited
door.
questions.
If anything, that's more worrying if they're all a foot through the door.
I mean, yeah, he did say he was planning on traveling through the realm of echoes, so that means he's just a step behind at least one of the other ones, right?
Yes, he's seen the giant bone archway that we went through. Well, it's in his book.
Do we know what that means then? Because we don't know what that means. He's got a book all about this.
He's got a book. I don't know if it's a book all about it. But...
Did you ask?
No.
Shall we go and ask if
Oh, for-
Sapphire can have a look at his book?
Kess is already like ducked in and through now at this point.
I thought we were just supposed to be finding out if this was our Stefan or not.
If there's information here we don't have, it's better forewarned. Surely?
I suppose so, if you so wish.
Ruby sort of like heads back to the table and goes, "Hello again. This is Andrea's brother Caspian. This is the Stefan from a realm where Ari has died and Ulrich won the Civil War."
Glorious. Could I
As you
have a look at that
as you
1
are-
second?
As you are there, Caspian, Stefan looks at you, gives a nod, and almost a sitting down bow. King Tsunami, it is an honour to have you in this humble abode. And, and we shall move over to Ari.
Ruby's head like snaps round like popcorn.
Ari,
Mm-hmm.
you in your forest, with the door before you, the timeless vagabond. Candle-lit lantern hanging. The door creaks open ever so slightly. What do?
Do I recognise it from
Yep,
before?
it's the exact same door.
Good. Glad I recognise it in character. That's always fun when your in character matches your own brain. Yeah, he's gonna walk through it because he's got no other choice.
As you walk through, there is a almost jerk of your body pulled forward through the threshold of the door, and the door closes behind you. Not slams, just slowly closes behind you. There is a murmuring of people within the tavern, yet you look around and there is only one person in the tavern. On the walls, you see several paintings, done by a skilled hand. There is one of a goblin. No, it's strange. The racial features of the goblin are dulled and not as highly detailed as the metallic white kukri that is in their hand and seems to be the focus of the painting, and there's a strange blurriness to the goblin wielding it. The guard on the kukri takes the form of that of a face of an Arctic fox, and there are 9 black gemstones on it. There is another painting further along of a cutlass sword. The metal of it again has got a darker grey to it, with a hint of blue just on the edges and throughout the thickness of the blade. The guard of this particular weapon takes the form of a kraken, or at least from the pictures you have seen in stories and such, with 9 blue gemstones within it. The wielder of this is, from the looks of it, a female human maybe. There is another painting of a rapier, a silvery blade with the hilt formed in the shape of an elegant cat's paw, encrusted with 9 green gemstones. You've seen this before, wielded by a tabaxi with grey Armani fur. The tabaxi in the painting, you can only assume, is the Tales of Wonder. There is another painting on the tavern wall. A glaive, 7 feet in length, formed of a mahogany wood, curved blade at one end. The guard leading up the blade forms the shape of a bear's head, and there are 9 orange gemstones on it. The wielder of the glaive seems to be a bear stood on its hind legs. You move your eyes along in the tavern, still no sign of anyone making these murmuring noises, a fire crackling in the corner. The next painting you see along is a bow made from a single reed, and it is lined with 9 transparent gems. The wielder, it appears to be a halfling, but again, the races of the wielder and paintings of the wielder seem to be blurred as the weapons themselves are detailed. Next along, a Goliath, clearly broad-shouldered, thickly muscled, the features again dulled, but when you look at the painting you see Goliath, and they are wielding a bronze longsword. All up the blade and around its guard there are 9 white gemstones. There are 2 more paintings. One of a Kenku. No weapon, just this Kenku on a bit of canvas. There seems to be plenty of space to add a weapon, but you see no weapon. The final painting you see is of a human, wielding a rapier, with 9 sunstones in it. 2 of the gemstones, the sunstones on the painting, have got a bit of a hue added to it to make them look like they're glowing. And you see the beautiful eagle decoration of the hilt around the rapier, which you assume to be yours. Under each painting there is a plaque with the words upon it, but you cannot make out the words without getting closer. The one humanoid in this tavern. There we go. Cool. You look across, there is a female human stood at the bar. One that spends a lot of time at sea, just from the loose shirt that she's wearing and the way her belt and trousers are fitted. It's to give her manoeuvrability up in the rigging. You've seen plenty of sailors come and go around the port towns of Ravenholm. She's very one akin to the sea. She has a hat on the bar itself, which you assume is some sort of variation of a tricorn. There is no feather, but that doesn't mean there couldn't be one if you want it. Her hair is strange. Her hair seems to have its own aircon going on, and there's a strange. It reminds you of Kesfion's hair in the way that it moves, almost unto its own. Every now and then you'll get the odd glimpse of her hair just seems to shift as if a small breeze took it. It is jet black in colour. As she turns to face you, her eyes are they're the same colour of the blue gemstones on the cutlass painting on the wall, with that real bright sapphire-esque blue to her eyes. And she's just sort of leaning against the bar, and she has a goblet in her hand that is seaweed crawling up the stem of the neck stem of the goblet, and the main goblet itself is just seaweed going into several waves going around the main base of the goblet. She just raises the cup towards you, Harry, and beckons you.
I'll kind of glance around at the paintings and go over to her.
As you get up to her, she from somewhere produces another goblet. This particular wine goblet, you see very, very small eagles flying up the goblet, and then when it gets to the main bit, there are clouds on one large eagle, that when you turn the goblet, it seems to be the same eagle flying through the sky. Well, Aristotle in the flesh, and just as handsome as Tails said. First time in the Vagabond?
Not exactly.
How rude. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Eleanor Sykes, but most know me as the Untamable Heart. And you now see that on her hip is the cutlass that is in the painting.
So, where exactly are we, and why are there paintings of us?
You wield a shard of chaos, dear Ari. And to wield such a shard is to gain entry to the Vagabond. Has Tails not talked to you about any of this?
No.
I hate that cat. We have a duty, my dear swashbuckling friend. A duty to embody the chaos of the shards. This does not mean willy-nilly going round and slaying folk. That is immature chaos. We can be heroes, we can be villains, but we are eternal and we are chaotic. You have 9 stones, yes? And I can see 2 of them are promised. Who are they promised to? You do not have to answer if you do not wish, but to promise a soul to your blade is a personal thing. It can be used for the protection of a soul or the removing of one.
It could be used for protection.
Yes, once a soul is promised to the blade, only the blade may take it. The blade will encourage you to take it, but if you are strong-willed enough or remain far enough away, then said soul will remain healthy. It will also give them a bit of an edge on living longer, as their soul is bound to that blade. It's powerful magic, dear. I really do hate that cat. She looks about your age, but there is an element of ancientness to her. Sorry, I interrupted. Carry on.
That's fine. One of them was promised willingly by me. One of them I was tricked into.
Is the beauty of chaos. We are also victims of it. Was it a soul that you did not wish to be tricked into promising?
Yeah.
It is a rookie mistake, Aristotle. But
nobody tells me anything.
I blame the cat. If he'd have just sat and talked with you. You have a... There is no known way to unbound or unbind the promise of a soul to the blades, to these shards. There is a tragedy bound to every single weapon to grace the realms. I fear your promised soul may be part of your tragedy. Is this promised soul one of the heart?
Yes.
Then you are on 2 paths, Aristotle, young eagle of Ravenholm. The last time I was in your neck of the woods, it was not even Ravenholm. Your 2 paths are simple. You will be a great adventurer, a wielder of chaos, a spreader of stories and glory, and a hero and villain and casual drinker at a tavern. For eternity. You have gained immortality wielding said blade, Aristotle. But with immortality comes the second path. Your blade will encourage you to take both souls. These blades are of a time. Mortals do not easily resist such things. There will be a time when the resist will fail, when you will take said soul. And if you are aware of the power of the blade, with true strikes, it is easily done so. So your tragedy is this. When the time comes, you will have to walk away from your heart, as did the rest of us. Many have thought this, and so I will tell you now. We have all thought of passing on the blade to another, to avoid our tragedy, to live a simple life. But all it means is somebody else will enact said tragedy. If you pass your blade to another, you will lose the immortality. You will no longer be a wielder of the Shard of Chaos, and you will forget all about the Vagabond. But that soul is still promised to that blade, and the next wielder will go looking for it. And when you are immortal, you will eventually take your soul. The committed one to the blade. Who gave you the sword?
Weird story. I was technically gifted my own rapier on my 16th birthday by a very talented maker. And then it changed. And Tails came to be.
Tails is playing a dangerous game. He is trying to bend chaos to his will, and that is not how chaos plays. For his ego will not allow him to accept the tragedy he has brought on himself.
So
We have time.
is he trying to avoid his own fate, or
The tragedy is sometimes tied to your own fate or somebody else's, as you can see, and sort of gestures towards your blade. Now, enjoy the fire, for here time does not pass. Enjoy the fire, rest, dwell on thoughts. I need to answer a call that you are unaware of, and she just taps her head. Give me 1 hour, and I shall return. Anything you wish from the bar will be provided. If you step away from the door, you will return to wherever it was when you stepped in. Agreed?
Yeah. He'll kind of look at her sideways. You're not going to make me promise another soul to this, are you?
I couldn't if I wanted to. You are kin now, you are family, you are one of the vagabonds, Aristotle, Sebastian, Rycroft.
How do you know so much about me?
Because of that very reason. You are a vagabond. And I have been around long enough. It is... We all know of one another. The second the blade became to being manifested, as soon as it was yours, we are all aware of you. If I hadn't have introduced myself, you still would have been able to guess my name. It's just the way it is.
You kind of nod and...
You can stare at a painting for a time and learn so much. Except that one. And points at the one without the weapon.
Why do they have their weapon?
Why do they have their weapon?
Why do they have no weapon?
It is yet to be found. Your painting until a short while ago was yourself weaponless. We are, I do not know how, but we are chosen, or it is strange. The paintings show us a vague interpretation of who may receive a weapon. We simply saw a human from Ravenholm.
Interesting. Fair enough. He'll kind of nod and probably kind of look around the, kind of wander around the room a little bit, looking at the different paintings a little bit more closely, looking at the plaques.
So the tavern is simple. A couple of beams holding up the roof. It feels like it's underground, the way it's formed and such. And there's nobody in there, despite the murmurings. There's a hearth burning heavily, cracking wood. You see that Eleanor gives a nod and then heads out the door towards the back somewhere. As it closes, you're the only one in there. You've kind of ignored the fact that there's sounds of people there without actually being there. You casually walk past the bar. A drink is there for you if you so wish. Looking at the plaques, you see the cookery is called Confliction and just says underneath Confliction. Under Eleanor's painting, the cutlass is called the Perfect Storm. Tales of Wonders is Il Ladro di Respiro, which you know to be a northern part of Ravenholm. The language they use there means the breath taker. The glaive is called Savage Tongue, and for some reason it's not written in Sylvan, but the way the writing has been presented reminds you of Sylvan, but you read it as common. The bow is called the Windweaver. The long sword is called the Songbird. The painting without the weapon has no name on the plaque, and neither does yours, yet you have the painting of the rapier. You stand in front of that plaque and you are compelled to name it. And we will leave the session there, so you have a week to think of a name for your sword. And we've gone 38 minutes over normal.
Yeah.
Right.
But what 38 minutes it was.
So, what the fuck's going on? Right. Have we still got people watching? We have.
I'm
right.
watching.
So,
Don't care about the rest.
Thank you very much for staying tuned. I know we went over later than we normally do, so sorry about that. Thank you very much. It's late, so we're going to wrap it up dead quick. See you all next Tuesday. We've got, what are we on Tuesday? So we've got Carbon on Thursday and Dice of the Older on Sunday. And then we're back next Tuesday and we'll see what cracks on with this lot. Thank you very much for tipping up, enjoying the story, etc., etc. Check us out on the VOD. All the charity stuff, we'll put it on social media. Love you all. We're going to bed now. So for now, say goodbye, players.
Goodbye, players.
Bye, players.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, bye-bye.